Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning from the office. It's 8 a.m. I'm just listening to a little Rush. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning. North Georgia's only live online morning show. Look, folks, I could actually come in here and do 3 hours of wiener jokes. How many wiener jokes this weekend did I receive by email? How many wiener jokes have you heard? How many wiener jokes have you seen on Facebook? How about the one, Hillary Clinton, sanitized her server, this, the whole list, the cartoon, the picture, but she forgot to wash her wiener, okay? And how about the one where the picture of the Oscar Mayer Wiener mobile, and it says it's Hillary Clinton's new campaign bus. Folks, how many wiener jokes? But then again, I like a good wiener joke. I am like fifth grade here, that's, I am, they say Donald Trump has liked this because, throughout the whole entire campaign, they've accused him of being like a bully on the playground. So if you're a bully on the playground, you love a good wiener joke. You just have to. So I'm not going to spend all morning giving wiener jokes. What a pickup line. I have to give it to you. You're in college. You go into the bar, what a pickup line. What's your name? Mary. What's your name? Wiener. Anthony. Just saying. Just saying. He went to the ball game and they called him Ballpark Frank. That was his nickname, code name. Who thought Carlos Danger? Who thought Carlos Danger was going to bring down Hillary? I would like for you to send me a message. Who thought Carlos Danger was going to bring Hillary down, huh? Now listen, everything is great. Uma Abedin's telling the FBI, right? This is what she's probably saying. I forgot I was automatically backing up my email on Carlos Danger's laptop. It goes on and on. Oh my God. Oh, what a country. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Let's get serious. We have 3 hours. I've been doing some research looking into, I'm a believer that rural America will elect Donald Trump the next president of the United States. I believe all of the early voting in these rural counties that are setting record numbers, that people are not rushing. They're not rushing to vote for Hillary Clinton. I just do not believe that. I believe they may be in Madison and or Milwaukee. Remember when Richard on Happy Days, they went up and got the cabin and they told the 3 college girls that they were from Milwaukee. So I know, going back, right, for all you young kids out there. But I think they may be rushing to vote for Hillary, in downtown Atlanta, right downtown. I think they may be rushing to vote for Hillary, in downtown Charlotte, some of them, Charlotte, North Carolina. But anyhow, I believe rural America will elect the next president of the United States. I think they're going to come out strong. I think they're going to show the inner cities that have no enthusiasm for their Democrat candidate that they're going to elect the next president of the United States. Enough is enough. It's what I call enough is enough. Did you see Donald Trump went into New Mexico yesterday? We got a lot to talk about, folks. New Mexico. Now, there's several TV stations that pick it up. You can watch it live on YouTube. They have that Facebook Live, so you can have several channels. If you've got a Facebook Live channel, regardless of what TV network you are, you can actually uh, um, put it on your Facebook. One Facebook Live last night in New Mexico, folks in New Mexico, okay? The Democrats they're scared. Let me tell you something. When you send out Harry Reid, when the best you have is Harry Reid to attack Comey, okay? When you send out Harry Reid to write the letter he did against James Comey saying, the Hatch Act, we'll talk about that in a minute, that he may have committed a crime, okay? Because see, they know Harry Reid, there's nothing decent about this guy. This guy's the lowest of the low of dirtbags. That's what the Democrats have. They have the lowest of the low dirtbags. Anthony Weiner, Harry Reid, you just can't get any lower than Hillary Clinton, the crime family, all the above. But let me get back to this, okay? Let me get back to where I was at. New Mexico, 105,000 people just on this one stream in New Mexico, just on one stream. Colorado yesterday, numbers through the roof. Donald Trump's going to make 2 stops in Michigan today. See, I believe that. Actually, I have a caller. Our guest this morning, we have one guest from a rural county in Michigan where they're getting the snowmobiles out. We're going to talk to a gentleman there at 9 o'clock in Michigan, and we're going to talk to another gentleman in Wisconsin, in a rural county in Wisconsin, at 9:30. We're not lining up guests, which I love to line up the big name guests. I had I might have say 20-30 minute conversation the other day with Congressman Doug Collins. That was Friday. I didn't have a pencil, and I was in a position I couldn't write, so I didn't take a bunch of notes. So I'm not going to give you quotes from my conversation. But I'm not trying to line up the big guest right now and go for big guest names. I'm trying to just talk to people out there to get the mood. I made a phone call Friday, spent 35 minutes, maybe plus, on the phone with Barron County, Wisconsin. I picked Barron County. I'll give you my little report that I did there, talking to the clerk that handles elections in Barron County, Wisconsin, Friday. Every day I'm just picking somewhere in one of these, what I call battleground states. The media won't call Wisconsin a battleground state, but I'm picking somewhere, just making a phone call, talking to the clerk or whoever handles the elections in that county, just getting a feel for what's going on. Anyhow, we have a guest at 9 and a guest at 9:30. I'm okay, just a quick update. First of all, yes, I am so happy the Cubs won last night. It is now 3-2. The Cleveland Indians are up on the Cubs 3-2. I thought I would bring out my Vince Flynn book, Act of Treason. I thought it was appropriate, Act of Treason, Vince Flynn this morning. And I thought it was appropriate to have my Ronald Reagan. I guess he's saying Happy Halloween. You got a little graph down there. I'm okay with that. That's pretty cool. Where's my FYN TV logo? Is it gone?
This is not in. We'll probably do it.
Okay. All right, because I like it there the whole time we're recording.
Yep.
So that way all the other pundits out there can't steal my stuff, because they do. They steal everything I got. All right. Yeah, those thieving, no good. Yes, the Cubs, 3-2. The Cleveland Indians are up. The Cleveland Indians are going home with a 3-2 lead. The Cubs have quite a hill to climb. They have to win 2 in Cleveland, but they can do it. I think the designated hitter works for the Cubs. I think that's a plus. That's why I'm an American League guy, actually, is I'm fond of the designated hitter, and so I think that works. So the Cubs, we'll see what happens there. I think that's tomorrow night. Now, another note, I'm okay. I had a phone call Saturday. I would tell you it was a publicity stunt, but it wasn't, okay? I would tell you it did work like a publicity stunt, because many know the guy that was wearing an orange sweatshirt that got knocked for a 15-yard loss on the sideline at the football game Friday night. So I am okay. I could actually do some pain reliever commercials over the weekend, like those guys that do the pain reliever commercial football injuries. I was on the sideline at the Fan and Rebel Union Panther game, and Cole Wright, the quarterback, excuse me for rubbing my eye there, just a little. Cole Wright, the quarterback, was coming around the right side there, and he was full steam, and he was going to get out of bounds. And I thought I had the perfect picture of this guy taking off and running. He's a great quarterback, Cole Wright, so anyhow, by the time I put the camera down, he was right here, and I mean, knocked me out. Laid me out. But my wife thought it was funny, so she put the music Chumbawamba. I get knocked down, but I get up again. Yeah, she put that on my Facebook timeline. Yeah, she did. She thought it was hilarious. So she was checking to see if I was okay, but I get knocked down. I got a couple phone calls Saturday asking me if I was okay. But yes, I got knocked for a 15-yard loss. It was not a publicity stunt, but I may have 3 or 4 more viewers this morning after knowing it was BKP at FYN-TV, FetchYourNews.com that got run over.
Checking in to see if you're okay.
Yeah, it's not like everybody doesn't know. Happy Halloween, boo-hoo, happy Halloween. The down ballot candidates we're hearing, let me tell you some of the things we're going to talk about. Why the FBI is getting involved in the election. Now I want to go straight here because a lot is being said. 650,000 emails. First of all, folks, don't accept the Democrat ignorance of how it works. Now, Cole sends me an email and he says, hey, I sent you an email last week about something we needed to do. And I say, I can't find it. So I go to the right-hand corner and I say, Cole. I type in Cole, and guess what? Everything that says Cole comes up. Don't buy the ignorance of the Democrats on how it works. The FBI has taken Anthony Weiner's. Now, do not buy the ignorance, okay, of Uma Abedin did not know this was on that laptop. All right? You have to set, and Anthony Weiner didn't do it. Now, some sources are coming out and saying Anthony Weiner is singing like a bird, singing like a canary to the FBI. It's like he's singing a high note. It's like they have them by his, but that's, rumors say Anthony Weiner is singing, okay? Now, you set your phone up to be backed up or your devices to be backed up. So all of a sudden, Uma Abedin and these people don't know how it works. These are the same people that knew enough to have the IT people, Brian Pagliana or whatever his name, have all their people, they knew enough to bleach bit. I am not the smartest internet person there is. And I didn't know you could get bleach bit. Okay? So these people knew enough. They all knew enough to handle their devices and clean them off. Uma Abedin, my opinion is, knew she was backing up her stuff at home. She was backing it up in that computer. She knew. Okay? Now, there's a couple things. One, now that computer, the Democrats can't figure out what the big deal is. That computer's backed up with 650,000 emails. So if Carlos Danger, a.k.a. Wiener Boy, okay, a.k.a. Anthony Weiner, okay, pedophile, if Carlos Danger, if his computer is hacked by an international, espionage ring, 650,000 emails could get dumped. Now, the concern with our national security, somehow, some way in this country, we have to get back to having some kind of concern with national security. Now, our concern with national security, the FBI goes in there and they take Weiner's laptop. Man, how do you say that with a straight face, okay? Computer, okay? And they know how to put in .gov, okay? My Vince Flynn book's down for the count. They know how to put in .gov, okay? All they got to do is right here, corner, .gov. They just start flying up, okay? They know how to put in Hillary. Hillary, they start flying up, all right? They, as Morning Joe said, Joe Scarborough even had to admit, if you think there was nothing on that computer, he invited you to 30 Rock to go ride the unicorn, the multicolored unicorn that they keep at 30 Rock for you. Okay, that's what he said this morning. But they know how to search .gov and they know how to search Hillary in the upper right-hand corner of this device, and the email started flying up. So they also know how to look at the folders on the left-hand side. Now, I don't know if this is true yet. I don't know, okay? But there's one FBI found tens of thousands of emails belonging to Umar Abedin on Weiner's laptop. One folder, this is what's coming out. It's not come out in any of the mainstream media, okay? Hasn't come out, but one folder that is going around that everybody's talking about, except for ABC, CBS, Fox hasn't said anything yet about it, okay, is rumor this folder was called life insurance. That's the rumor that's out there, okay? That's the rumor that's out there, that there's a folder. It's a rumor, not confirmed. But watch for that. There's a folder with up to several thousand emails that called life insurance. Don't know yet, okay? We'll look further into that. We'll keep an eye on that this morning. But that being said, the search is so easy. They've got something in 650,000 emails. I know you're reading all the accounts of Comey, FBI Director James Comey. You're reading all the accounts of the resignations stacked up on his desk. I read those articles. They say that the guy goes to get a cup of coffee and passes 4 agents and says, "Good morning, how are you?" And they don't even acknowledge he exists. His wife's got him sleeping on the couch at the house. That's some of the stuff that's coming out. I mean, there's friction everywhere this guy goes, because you and I know, okay, you and I know that Comey or the FBI blew it when they did not indict her. Now, we also know that the Department of Justice and the Obama administration, this is corruption that we cannot accept, all right? We also know the Justice Department and the Obama administration put the kibosh, as they say, on the FBI, kept telling them to stand down on their investigation of Clinton Foundation. So we know that Bill Clinton, when I say we know, enough sources are telling us that Bill Clinton told Loretta Lynch on that plane in Arizona, you know, Hillary's thinking about keeping you on staff. That might sound a little racial, but that's what we're thinking about, keeping you on as Attorney General. So we know that 38 minutes out there in Arizona, something happened, okay? And soon after that, Comey came out and said, "Hey, I've got everything against Hillary Clinton, but I'm not indicting her." Now, why now? Why now? Okay? I just want to look for something here. I tell you why I think it's now, because I think we know, you and I know, that lying to the FBI is a crime. I think we know that. And you're going to hear where Comey has known about this for weeks. All right? I will tell you the pressure that Comey has been under is so enormous. And this comes from Red State, and this is posted on October 18th. This is October 31st. Marine General convicted for lying to the FBI, but Hillary still walks free, okay? Although there is evidence of potential violations of the statutes regarding the handling of classified information, our judgment is that no reasonable prosecutor would bring such a case. This is what Comey said in his comments under oath to Congress. All right? Now, he promised Congress under oath that if anything in this changed that led him to believe they should reopen it, he would immediately notify them. And he did. There's going to be all kinds of argument of why he did that. But he was under oath at Congress. And he looked at us, they said, he's under oath. And they said, if anything reasonably came up. Now, his testimony was to that effect, and he wanted to stay clear with his testimony. So he's letting Congress know, I've got reason to look at something. They got a warrant last night. Yesterday, a retired U.S. Marine Corps 4-star general was convicted in federal court. Now, this is only October 18th. Federal court on the charges he lied to the FBI about mishandling classified information. This is how it came to be. A New York Times reporter was writing a book on Obama's foreign policy that was due to come out in the election year. Okay, I don't want to go into that other than the Marine General, and there's been several cases where the Marine General convicted for lying to the FBI. Huma Abedin, Cheryl Mills, all of them were asked, hey, have you turned over all the devices? Yes. Yes, Huma Abedin, yes. Cheryl Mills, yes. I've turned over everything. Are you sure? Everything. Everything and anything. Okay. Now, they want you to believe that Huma Abedin did not know 650,000 emails, not all of them probably pertaining to Huma Abedin and .gov and Hillary, but they want to lead you to believe that Huma Abedin, when these are intelligent people, folks, when talking to the FBI did not recall, oh, by the way, there's a laptop in my house that backs up every 24 hours everything I do. Now, either the wiener hacked into Huma's accounts and was backing things up unbeknownst to Huma, which we know that's not true. I mean, the wiener was only bright enough to take a picture and text it to a 15-year-old in North Carolina leading to this investigation. And by the way, if you're watching this show every day, you know the mornings, not even a month ago, I was yelling, why are we talking about all this stuff and we're not talking about Wiener should be in prison? I said, something's up with that. So here we find out. They're talking to Wiener. I got to keep saying, Carlos Danger. I'd rather call him Carlos Danger. If you don't know who Carlos Danger is, when he was sexting, running for mayor of New York, this little pedophile scumbag, okay? I'm sorry, folks. I apologize. I know I shouldn't say that. When he was running for mayor of New York City, you know, this little piece of trash, okay? He was sexting under the name Carlos Danger. Anyhow, you want us to believe that she did not know, okay, that she was backing this up. Now, the reason the file that is rumored to say life insurance, you never know around the Clinton when it's going, you never know when it's going to be your last day. You never know. You just don't know. I mean, well, you don't know. Life in general, you never know when it's your last day, so you may need to back up your information, right? Okay, Harry Reid, Dirty Harry, the lowest low life of them all. Harry, mirror, mirror on the wall. Who is the Senate's dirtiest low life of them all? Harry Reid. There's no distance. It's this big, the distance. Now, this came out September 15th. It's from the Washington Post. Chris Chilizia, Chris Chilizia. Washington Post, this is September 15th. Why, this was just when Harry Reid was saying that James Comey had a character beyond reproach. I mean, you couldn't say nothing about James Comey. Harry Reid lied about Mitt Romney's taxes. He's still not sorry. Now, folks, before we go into our first break, you got to understand the Hatch Act. And without going down that road too far, an elected official is not, or elected official or government official, because Comey's not a government official. A government official is not supposed to do something that would directly affect the outcome of an election. One of the strangest incidents in the 2012 presidential campaign was when then Senate Majority Leader Harry M. Reid accused then Republican presidential nominee Mitt Romney of having not paid any taxes over the past decade. That Reid made the allegation from the floor of the Senate made it even odder. Just a fact, he went to the floor of the Senate. Just weeks or days or whatever, if I remember right. The problem with Reid's allegation is it wasn't true. He just went to the floor of your Senate. That's what always gets me wound up and gets me really off, that I start like getting loud, and I shouldn't get loud. I want to stay focused, okay? But really, it's your Senate. These are your houses. These buildings belong to you, the American people. He went on your Senate floor and lied. Now, he didn't lie on the camera out in the rotunda where they all lie. You go up there and all the cameras are ready, and these senators come out and congressmen, and they go boom, 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 just one right after another with an interview. They get in front of all the cameras, right? But what he did is he went to the floor, okay, and lied to the American people on the floor. Now, let me just say something else. When you're on the floor, you're on the record. So, you make an allegation on record. The problem with Reid's allegation is it's not true. We know that in at least 2011 and 2010, Romney did pay taxes. Okay? Our own fact checkers gave Reid 4 Pinocchios for no taxes claim. Yet Reid, a Democrat from Nevada, not only refused to retract the allegations, but also seems to take great pride in it when pressed by CNN's Dana Bash last year about continuing to defend a statement that is not true. Okay? Now, I'm going to take a break, but Harry Reid has sent a letter to James Comey, okay? Harry Reid sent a letter to James Comey. I'm looking for it here briefly. Okay. I have it, just a minute. Dems accuse FBI director of swinging the election. Reid says Comey broke the law with a bombshell Hillary email revelation and claims the feds are sitting on explosive information about Trump. So what do you do if you're in panic mode? Go to a guy that could care less how bad he lies. Go to a guy that will lie about anything. Go to a guy who's a proven liar. He's calm, he's proven, he'll lie about anything, and let him just make an accusation. See, the Dems have to be careful who makes the accusations right now. So let's go to the guy that will just lie, cheat, whatever he has to do to get it done. He's claiming that the feds are sitting on explosive information about Trump. Harry Reid sent a letter to FBI Director James Comey accusing him of sitting on explosive information that would connect Trump to Russia. Not connect John Podesta to Russia. Not connect Hillary Clinton to the selling of uranium to Russia. No. Reid also accused Comey of violating the Hatch Act, which forbids Justice Department employees from acts that could result in influencing an election. No, not going to the floor of the Senate just days before an election and making an outright lie to the American people, telling the American people a lie about Mitt Romney that he did not pay taxes. Oh, on Sunday night, the FBI obtained a warrant needed to read private emails from Clinton top Uma Abedin on her husband Weiner's server. They found 650,000 emails. Let me double check. Now, Trump is going to make 2 stops in Michigan today. Weiner jokes. Let's see, all the Weiner jokes. Let me double check whatever I got left here. Let's see, down ballot candidates. Down ballot candidates. Now, what the media does not want you to know is that Hillary Clinton was in trouble before this announcement. Last week, Donald Trump was running a campaign that was set for the final push, and she was in trouble before this announcement. Polls were tightening up before this announcement, okay? Now, Donald Trump is unusually, according to the media, staying on message. The problem is when Donald Trump was not staying on message, the media was not reporting it. So I might have a caller. Do I have a caller, Cole? I might have a caller this morning. I want to take my break. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. And it's 8:30. We might have a caller here. I got to check with Cole, but we have something for you. We got something for you? Okay, Lee's on the phone from Pennsylvania. So we're going to take our break and we'll get right back. We got something for him. Say Happy Halloween. I mean, it's Happy Halloween now. Aren't we going to tell her? Go to break, Cole.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Pizza Hut makes the best pizza in the entire universe. But they won't tell you that. I've been marooned on this planet for a while now. You are an impressive race. Your children know excellent hiding places. Your oceans aren't filled with lava. And you figured out how to combine a grilled cheese sandwich with a Pizza Hut pizza. Surely interstellar travel will soon follow. And then I can finally get back home. Round. Round like home. The grilled cheese stuffed crust pizza. Proof that no one out-pizzas the Hut.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
El Rey in Ellijay.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey in Ellijay.
This is the big one, the 20% off MSRP model year-end clearance at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, with huge savings over $3,600 off the redesigned Malibu. Now just $20,400. Save over $8,600 off Silverado Crew Cab LT. Now just $33,500. 20% off new Chevys. Right here, right now, at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Pizza Hut makes great pizza, but they can't tell you what a gift it is. I can. They took a grilled cheese and combined it with stuffed crust pizza. To think, I almost wasn't here to try it.
How did you?
It's not important, Jan. What's important is that I watched the sunrise this morning. Then I got to stand in a room filled with this pizza. And later I'll stare at the ocean. Or maybe I'll learn Russian. Or listen to jazz. Or try my hand at needlework, or open a door for a beautiful woman, or read a human interest story, or make dessert wine, or ride a wild horse, or experiment with watercolors. Eat every slice like it's your last, especially you, Doug. Especially Doug, right? You care about Doug. The grilled cheese stuffed crust pizza, proof that no one outpieces the Hut.
Hey folks, we are back. I'm your host BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. You know, I'm doing a series on rural America. I think rural America is going to decide this election. I really is a strong belief. I have a guest on the phone now, but before I introduce her, and you're used to hearing from her, she's a regular guest. I have a guest from Michigan that will be on, upstate Michigan as they call it, will be on at 9 o'clock. And then I have a guest from Wisconsin at 9:30. So we're going around. We're not going to the big names on the list. I know some of you tune in some shows and Newt Gingrich is on there, and I love Newton here and all that. But we're going to the people. I have now with me Lee Snover. Sorry to hold you, Lee, from Pennsylvania. Lee, how are you this morning?
I'm doing good.
Thank you for our Pennsylvania update. You posted something on Facebook I read last night. Where did you get all that information? What are some of your concerns this morning as we go into this last week with all this breaking news?
Well, I mean, I've just been reading the same news information that everybody else has. And, you know, in the Northeast here, we get a lot of New York news. And, you know, word has it the New York police are really the ones pressuring Comey. And the New York police have a lot of information, and they're the ones insisting Comey reopen this. I mean, that's what we're hearing in the Northeast, is it's the NYPD.
NYPD, why do you... Now, is the NYPD the one that pulled Weiner's computer? I mean, tell me why you're hearing NYPD did this.
Well, that's because they started the criminal investigation against Anthony Weiner for underage sexting to a possibly alleged 14-year-old girl. And so the NYPD are the ones who have been seizing his laptop. And apparently in the Northeast, we're getting this kind of news up here that they're the ones that found emails from the Department of State, and they insist that the FBI take a look at it. So it's kind of, we're hearing up here that the NYPD said, you do it or we'll leak it. That if they don't reopen it and take it on, the NYPD was going to leak it.
Okay, that is great information because we're not hearing the NYPD through this investigation. But what we did hear is the FBI basically was told, you got a choice. Take this to the people or this is going to come out. Is that what you're hearing?
Right, and that's what we're hearing. Somehow the NYPD was going to leak it if they didn't pursue it.
Now, what do you think is the most damaging things on there? We don't know yet. I'm reading a lot of leaks. I mean, I'm calling them, I'm very concerned about giving our viewers and listeners bad information, so I always want to be cautious, but there's 650,000 emails, and it's just like even, I don't particularly agree with Joe Scarborough, but at 6 a.m. he said, look, if you don't believe the FBI seen something here, come down to 30 Rock and I'll take you to ride the multicolored unicorn. There's got to be something in here, Lee.
Right. Now, I'm giving you my opinion only. This is not fact-based, just my opinion. I think Uma Abedin is involved with the Russians. She possibly could be a Russian spy. I think it's Russia. And I think all the Clintons have been telling you the Republicans or Donald Trump's involved with Russia. I think they were preempting, and that was a smokescreen that they're involved with Russia. That's just my opinion. And totally opinion is I think there's going to be something on there about Uma Abedin being involved with Russia.
Wow, that's pretty, but I know it's just your opinion, but that was pretty good. I liked it. You articulated it well. You know what? It's funny. I said this morning, they're talking about Russia this, and, Harry Reid, the lowest life there is that breathes and he slithers along the Senate floor. Thank God he's going back home. But anyhow, Harry Reid says, the feds are sitting on some damaging Trump information about Russia. Every time the Democrats come out with something about Trump, truthfully, it's them that they're diverting the attention away. So like the Russia thing is, to me, look at Podesta. Hillary sold the uranium to the Russians. Podesta has business dealings we see through WikiLeaks with Russia. So you're thinking that in these 650, their connection with Russia is going to come out a little bigger than we thought?
Right, and I think that's the whole reason they've been pushing that Trump's involved with Russia. So when it comes out, it won't be as, strong or prevalent. But that's why they've been doing that. I think they have ties to Russia, and I think it's there.
Okay, what about, how are things in Pennsylvania? The polls were closing last week, so they were closing last week before this came out. So I'm interested on what really this turn will take. I talked to Jerry Saturday, and Jerry said, the other side is working overtime. They're working 24/7 to find something now on Donald. But,
right, and you know what? I want everybody to batten down their hatchets and put on the seatbelt. I'm sure there'll be a Donald sex tape in the next 3 days.
Donald gone wild.
Yeah, you're going to have something. So just it's going to happen. But here's what you're not going to have: government corruption, because there's not any with Donald Trump. And that's what the American people need to remember, okay? What they can't find on Donald Trump is any government corruption. And, we need to think about this. Why are Democrats not jumping off here? Oh, my God, if Donald Trump says one word wrong, Republicans are pulling their endorsement. Democrats should be leaving Hillary Clinton. We could be going into a constitutional crisis. She could become president. We could be investigating her the entire time she's there. Why are Democrats not pulling their support? They need to pull their support today. I want to see top Democrats say, I cannot support her. There's too many links to corruption. She's investigated from the FBI. I cannot support her. Where is that?
All of these
kind of ethical Democrats to do that.
All of these Republicans that condemn Trump for what he said, and we don't want to go back there, but all of them that jumped out, They're only lucky that there was no, cell phones with selfies and Facebook, 30 years ago when they were 18 years old in college, or we'd be releasing tapes 7 days a week on these holy Republicans that can't back Trump. You're 100% right. I mean, where is the media with asking how many, Republicans need to disavow themselves now? Democrats need to disavow themselves now. Where's the media with that and the down ballot tickets? The corruption is, I think they have something big. My concern is the country is my first concern, the country. United States of America, we do not need to go into a presidency that is under investigation for all 4 years. Because if the Republicans retain the House, which they will be investigations. And
right.
And we're going to be tied up for 4 years. And, I'm not shocked that Comey doesn't come out and say, hey, this is the right thing to do. And Hillary may get arrested, may get pardoned. She may be the first president in history that gets pardoned before she takes office. I don't know.
Yeah, and this is what is wrong for our country. And that's why I'm calling on ethical Democrats to, denounce her and to stand up against this. We do not want a president-elect who is under investigation for several things: lying, obstruction of justice, the Clinton Foundation, pay to play. We need to stand up to this. The Democrats need to stop thinking about winning only and think about the country. Is it that bad if a Republican gets in government for 8 years or 4 years? Come on, for the sake of this country, we need to elect Donald Trump. Even Democrats need to get on board.
No, they're running the stay out of jail free card. Because let me tell you something, right from Obama, we find out the Department of Justice and the Obama administration were putting orders for the FBI to stand down on their Clinton Foundation investigation. So this is, I really think they're running for fear because they will be a list of them arrested. I do think so.
Right, but here's the thing. We haven't won yet, and it's still an uphill battle, and Trump still has a lot of work to do in these 8 days, and so do his supporters. We still are, I know, I am hopeful we're going to win Pennsylvania, but I still know we're a couple points down here, and we have to keep working and keep moving. We can't depend on this news because lockstep people, for Hillary are going to come out and vote for her no matter what the news is. It wouldn't matter what the media produced in the next 8 days. But we need to be working, and Donald Trump is working. He's coming here tomorrow. He's coming to King of Prussia. It's down by Philadelphia.
He is, because I don't have him on the schedule. I'm looking at his schedule. Is something he changed?
It's for women only. It's it's going to be a small private venue. When I say small, it's probably going to be 500 women there, but that's small for Donald Trump. It's a women-only event. It's in King of Prussia, and he's coming down and doing a policy speech, a more private, small venue with the women only outside of Philadelphia.
Well,
they're still coming here.
What do you think about him going to Colorado, going to New Mexico last night? It was enormous. And 2 stops in Grand Rapids, Michigan today, and 1 in Wisconsin tomorrow. What do you think about his campaign strategy?
Well, I'm putting my faith in Kellyanne Conway. She's a pollster first. Don't forget it. So they're internal polling all the time.
Right.
So when you see him going somewhere, she knows what she's doing. That's where my confidence is. A couple of my concerns are North Carolina and Utah. I am concerned about North Carolina. I'm not sure why we're not winning there or why we're not higher in the polls there. I don't know the dynamic of the state anymore, but I'm very concerned about that. I almost feel there's more energy for Trump in Pennsylvania than there is in North Carolina. And I think that is because of blue-collar manufacturing jobs have been taken from Pennsylvania, and we know it, and we know he can bring it back. I'm not sure what the issue is in North Carolina, where he is not rising in the polls like I think he should. So, and I'm concerned about the Mormons in Utah. They have set out to destroy him by keeping him from getting Utah. That has been the never Trump plan all along. If they can just take Utah from him, they could throw this whole thing to her. So I'm concerned about those 2 states.
Well, I'm a little concerned, and I don't want to go down the religious route right now, but I'm a little concerned with the Mormons' freedom to They have been attacked with their freedom to worship throughout the history of this country with some things that, they should be more concerned with their freedom of worship, or as concerned as all religious groups. They should be. And Hillary Clinton is definitely, and I don't want to go down that road, definitely not going to be interested in their freedom to worship. So I don't know.
Right, but the Sunday news shows were parading this gentleman who's
yes, I call him
yes,
Evan
Instead of
McMuffin.
talking about Hillary and the FBI investigation, they're trying to, cover it up or, use a distraction by having this person running out from Utah. So, I'm concerned about that, and I'm concerned about North Carolina. Like I said, Trump's coming to Pennsylvania tomorrow, and Melania is coming right after that. Melania is coming this week as well. It's a different campaign stop. It's later in the week. Again, the ring counties of Philadelphia, they are working outside of Philadelphia. King of Prussia is right outside of Philadelphia, and that's where Melania is coming, and that's where all the Trumps are spending all their time because they have rural PA. They've got rural PA. They have to break the numbers in Philadelphia area. They just have to, change the numbers, not win there. They're not going to win there. They just have to, break in and take some of those numbers.
Well, let me ask you a question. So you're saying that you're putting your faith and support behind Kellyanne Conway, saying she is a pollster and she's done internals, and they're seeing something that's leading them to go hit these states.
That's all I can believe. I mean, she's a pollster first. That's what she does. She's a pollster first, and I've heard her say that. So they must have internal polling that's directing them where they're going, and that's what I think. But you know what? No one's even talking about the how great Mike Pence is doing. He is pulling thousands of people himself at these rallies, and Kane is not. Kane was here like Muhlenberg College. I think they said they had 30 or 40 people. I mean, it was like a bomb. Pence was in Bensalem Friday night. They had 2,000 people.
Pence is doing better than Clinton. Pence is drawing more at his rallies than Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton and what's her name had 900 or whatever the other night. I mean, she can't pull anybody at a rally.
What's being reported is how well Pence is doing. Last night I was trying to go on and research Romney's schedule at the end of his campaign because they keep telling us large rallies do not equal votes, okay? They keep trying to tell us this doesn't mean anything. I had a hard time finding that schedule, but I'm interested to know, here's one thing they're not telling you. Donald Trump's doing these rallies all day long. He's not doing one. Okay, he's not going to Colorado today and doing a rally. He's going Colorado, New Mexico, Michigan, Pennsylvania, all in like a day. I mean, he was in, New Mexico last night at 8 p.m., and they had thousands of people and people online. It was up to 106,000.
106,000. That was just on one feed.
Right. So here's what they keep telling me, or they keep trying to tell me, oh, Romney had the same crowd.
No.
I've got one more story for you. Now, listen. I was in the Republican headquarters Saturday. A lady came in, and she asked for 16 signs. I'm like, okay. She goes, well, I've got 16 properties, and I'm going to get all these out. And so then she went on to tell me, I'm a liberal Democrat, she says to me. I'm left-wing. I've died in the wool Democrat. She says, my family celebrates when someone becomes 18, and we register them Democrat. She goes, I've worked for every Democrat presidential nominee until this time. She goes, and my whole family's for Donald Trump. Now, I have never had that. I didn't have that when McCain and Romney ran. Nobody ever came into the headquarters and told me they were a dyed-in-the-wool Democrat and their whole family was for Donald Trump. So, these stories are, I don't know what to think of it. And then they tell us we're losing. So I don't know what to think.
Well, I will tell you this. See, that is why, and I know you're in the Lehigh Valley and this was a liberal person that came in, but that is why I think rural America can do this. Now, I do know that these massive cities, these cities are massive with votes. I'm going to share. Right. I'm going to share something with you. I talked to a lady that is the clerk in a county in Wisconsin, and she said to me, she said, "Well, we consider there's two states here. There's the state of Milwaukee, and then there's the state of Wisconsin." That's the way they look at it. They don't even consider Milwaukee, Wisconsin, she said. Okay.
It's the same thing here. It's Philly, Pittsburgh, and Alabama in the middle.
Right. And then I called the lady in Michigan. This is upstate Michigan, small county, right? And the first thing I said is, hey, I'm trying to contact people in rural counties, and I'm not calling or, like the media like Detroit. And the lady was so serious with me, I had to think twice, Lee. She said, I said Detroit. She said, Detroit's not in Michigan. And I had to think. She almost had me believing that they had moved it out. I swear to God.
Right,
and then I said to her,
right.
I said, and then she started laughing because she knew she had me. They don't see that. So I guess I could be so off the mark, Lee, but I'm thinking that rural America can do this because they're going to say, see, you're not
Well,
seeing it.
that's what it's going to take. We have to beat the cities this time. They're working hard here. I have to tell you, they pay people here. There's flyers. There's flyers all over the community college. Get paid to work for Hillary Clinton. Get paid to work for Hillary Clinton. We don't pay anyone, okay? Republicans in Pennsylvania, outside of their actual office staff, they don't pay anyone. Everyone is a volunteer. They pay people, and they are working. They finally this weekend got a bunch of Clinton signs out in our area. They finally have surfaced. But we're all volunteer, and everyone's working so hard.
All right, well, how do they
Our party
claim that
never
they have
been
so many
united.
volunteers? Because they don't. They pay them. How do they pay them and call them volunteers? Because you and I know when
they pay them. They pay them. And
Right.
they actually get them on Craigslist. When you go to the polls in Pennsylvania on election day, the workers for the Democrats are like, oh, no, I just saw this ad on Craigslist. I'm getting $20 an hour. You know what I mean? That's what we find when we go to the polls on election day. They pay their people. We have people, missing work and taking off to do this. And that's the difference right there.
And folks, you can give people up to $600 and not have to report it. You could pay somebody up to $600 and not have to report it, and just give them cash. The government says you can do that. So if they pay these volunteers $100 to go sit and hand out leaflets, then they haven't violated anything, and they don't even have to say they did it.
I'm hopeful we can win, but they're working hard. We're working hard. It's a dogfight in PA. It really, really is. And I just don't know what's going to happen. But like I told you, more and more I have Democrats telling me they're supporting him, and I just kind of look at them because I don't know. I'm thinking, why is the media telling me something else?
A guy in Southern
I don't know
Illinois,
what to think.
an older guy in Southern Illinois, an old farmer in Illinois, you know what it is. He said he had never voted Republican. He'd always been a Democrat, always had planned to be a Democrat, but he was voting for Donald Trump, and every one of his friends were voting for Donald Trump. And Lee, I hear that. Let me give you one thing to leave with, some encouragement that I think. First of all, I do not think anybody is rushing to the polls to vote for Hillary Clinton. I don't think so. I really don't. So, and I'm going to give you an example. I know we're in Georgia, but the media has tried to tell you that Georgia's neck and neck, okay?
Yes. I will
Okay.
tell you, my friend from NPR, National Public Radio, has called me and told me all around Atlanta it's huge for Clinton right now, and it could throw the state.
No, it can't throw the state, because here's the thing, okay? Yeah. Your friend from NPR, right?
Right.
All right. No, it's not true. Because first of all, we are setting early voting records. Now, I'm going to just say to you, the rural counties in the state are setting records they've never seen this before in the rural counties. Lee, people are not enthusiastic to go vote early for Clinton. They're just not. They're not excited. If you hear excitement, even in Pennsylvania, no matter where you're at, if you're hearing excitement, it's for the Donald Trump campaign. That's where you're hearing the excitement. Those are the people that can't wait to get the opportunity to go vote for Donald Trump. Do not believe the early voting is an enormous Hillary Clinton support.
Right. Pennsylvania does not have early voting.
Right.
I'm very proud of that, and I hope we never do.
Well,
Only
what
vote
happened this
election day.
past Friday is exactly why I don't believe in early voting. Is because you shouldn't vote early. Anything can happen. Lee, anything else? I've got a 9 o'clock in Michigan. Do you think the rural strategy could work?
It has to work, and I really believe that's where it's at because, like I said, I still think the cities are so strong for her. But you might be right. This might suppress turnout. It could, and I'm hoping that's what it does. This doesn't win it for us. We have to keep working. We still have to win it on the ground. We still have to win it in the grassroots. We still have to win it in turnout. I mean, we got this thing we're doing different than we've ever done here. It's called knock and drag. on Election Day, yeah, we're going to have poll greeters, but at the same time, we're putting a lot more emphasis on doors. We're going to be running door to door, have people driving, jumping out, knocking on Republicans' doors, and making sure they face-to-face they voted. And if they haven't voted, we're asking them to get in the car. I mean, that's what we're doing, and the Democrats usually do that, but we're doing it this time.
Well, good for you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I'm going to try to get Jerry on around 10. Get his take of the FBI. He'll have an interesting take. So before we leave,
you heard mine. I think that's Russia, and I think they're with Russia, not us,
and
not Trump. And I think that's why they've used so much Trump-Russia stuff is to deflect from them being in with Russia.
So you also think it was the NYPD?
Yes, I do. The NYPD told Comey, you do it or we do it. Now, you got to remember, this is a New York Police Department. Donald Trump is from New York. He's done nothing but defend the police. I mean, they said to Comey, you do it or we leak it. That's what you're hearing in the Northeast.
You think they? Do you think they actually seen something? That's my belief.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I think that's where her 33,000 emails are.
Oh, the 33,000. I got to go on that. I got to get to my callers that are waiting. Thank you for that update from Pennsylvania. That is Lee Snover. Lee Snover is a volunteer director working as a volunteer director in the Donald Trump campaign, the chairman of the Northampton County Republican Party in Pennsylvania, NYPD. You do it or we'll do it. I got to take a break. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Going to try to get my guest on here right now that I got coming up. So take a break. We'll try to get our next caller on the line from Michigan. Larry.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Pizza Hut makes the best pizza in the entire universe, but they won't tell you that. I've been marooned on this planet for a while now. You are an impressive race. Your children know excellent hiding places. Your oceans aren't filled with lava. And you figured out how to combine a grilled cheese sandwich with a Pizza Hut pizza. Surely interstellar travel will soon follow. And then I can finally get back home. Round. Round like home. The grilled cheese stuffed crust pizza. Proof that no one out-pizzas the Hut.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
El Rey in Ellijay.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey in Ellijay.
Okay, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Our guest right now, and if you, I'm convinced that rural America can bring this election in. Now, obviously, we know the challenges in the Philadelphia and the Detroit and Cleveland and so on, and Milwaukee. We know the challenges in Chicago, but I think rural America is going to step up, and I know they have to come out in big numbers and vote, but I think they're going to step up and they're going to make the difference in this election. So I'm going to continue with my series this morning. I have my guest is Larry Harp. Larry's from Antrim County, Michigan. Antrim County, Michigan has a population of 23,370. And it's about an hour, he's about an hour from the bridge over the peninsula. And it's not quite snowmobile weather up there yet, but getting close. Good morning, Larry. Glad to have you. How are you?
I'm fine, sir.
Larry, you said it's about a month away from snowmobile weather, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, how cold is it this morning up there in Antrim County, Michigan?
33 degrees right now.
Well, I can't. I'm glad, Larry. I'm glad you're there, and I'm here, and I wish you well. Larry, what we're talking about is what is the mood of some of the people you talk to? What do you think as far as the citizens in Michigan in this election? Give me just a little idea of what you think is going on, especially in your area of the country.
Well, my area of this country has always been solid Republican. In this county here, when I drive around, and I do quite a bit of traveling around, I see not one Hillary Clinton sign. There are Trump signs everywhere, and they're even on the marquees in front of some of the restaurants and or motels. There's no discussion in the morning about who they're going to vote for or what's happening, because we all know who we're voting for, and we're just hoping for the best, and we want Trump to get in and not crooked Hillary.
Okay, well, it sounds like you have thoroughly made your decision, but when you say we want Trump to get in, do you see, though, when you say people are not talking who they're voting for because everybody wants Trump, it can't be everybody, but you're saying you don't even just see any Clinton signs out there. You don't find people saying they're excited about voting for Hillary Clinton. It's just not seeing it anywhere.
That's correct. I've not seen one sign in this whole county, and I've been traveling around quite extensively with what I've been involved with, and it's amazing to me. Either they're afraid to put their sign up. I'm not saying there isn't any Democrats in the area, but it's a solid Republican area for all of the local offices and our state representatives and everything else. So it's a Republican stronghold, and maybe they're intimidated. I don't know. But there isn't any signs.
Well, I know we're talking about Antrim County, Michigan. I spoke to some people in Lake County, Michigan the other day, and what is your thought across the state now? Now, obviously, in Lake County, Michigan, when I called the lady the other day, she didn't even say Detroit was in Michigan. She said it wasn't in Michigan. What is your thought across the state? I mean, what is your actual feel in Michigan? Because Donald Trump is making 2 stops there today. I mean, he's going to be in Warren, Michigan, and I think it's very interesting, Larry. He's going to be at the he's going to be right there at the home of Henry Ford. Which one is where? Grand Rapids. He's going to Grand.
That was the president, Gerald Ford.
Gerald Ford. I apologize, Gerald Ford. Right, Gerald Ford.
Yes.
And
that area there is an area that could possibly go either way. It is what do you call it? Hinged on what's happening. It isn't totally Republican or isn't totally Democratic. But he's going to Warren. He's right next door to Detroit. He's right out the back door of Detroit is Warren. So that'll be interesting if he can garner any support in that area.
So Grand Rapids is a run right into a toss-up area for Michigan. So he's going right into a toss-up area in Grand Rapids.
Correct.
And Warren, Michigan is a suburb outside of Detroit. So he will get major media coverage on the news because Grand Rapids, what is the second largest city in the state?
I believe it is now.
Okay, so he's going right in where he has to break that little bit up to make the rural county vote strong enough to bring him over the top. So what's your feel in all of Michigan? I mean, what is just your general feel? I know you're in a Republican county, but what's your general feel in the state of Michigan, Larry?
Well, if the turnout is big enough in the rural area, we have a possibility because the UAW and with the auto workers and everything are not committed to vote the way the UAW and or the union wants them to vote. We have more people voting their rights instead of the union rights.
So you think although the unions in those areas are endorsing Hillary, the actual union members are not following lockstep?
Correct.
Okay. I felt that. I felt the unions were endorsing her, but I felt she wasn't winning with the actual union. I think you're going to have a lot of union Democrats that are just not going to vote for her.
Correct. The only 2 members that I'm proud to say I have committed them to say they will not vote for Hillary, they are not voting. They have been lifelong Democrats, friends of mine since I've moved here over 20 years, and they are not voting for Hillary.
So they're lifelong Democrats, because I think this is important. So you have 2 friends that are lifelong Democrats that instead of going out and voting for Trump, they're just not going to go out and vote because they won't vote for Hillary.
Well, they're Democrats that are not voting for Hillary, and to me, that's saying a lot, because a year ago, it was a joke when it was against Hillary was against Trump. They just were laughing how bad things were going to get. Now that we know the exposure and how Hillary really is, they can't vote for her. They'll never vote Republican. But by not voting Democratic, I figure I've gained at least 2 less Democratic votes.
Larry, to me, this is big, and this is what the media will not tell us. So what you say is you've got 2 very strong union Democrats that will never vote for Trump, will never vote Republican, but before they'll vote for Hillary, they'll just stay home, and you know these 2 guys.
Yes, sir. That's a correct statement.
I think the stay home, I think Hillary's group that are going to stay home, they just can't bring themselves to vote for them. Okay, so Antrim County, Michigan is predominantly Republican. What do you hear more excitement? Because I mean, you know, now Romney's dad was he was governor of Michigan. Mitt Romney's dad was governor of Michigan. Romney kindly had a favorite son status. But this election, do you find people more excited, the Republican side of the ticket in this rural county? Do you look for a big turnout in this county?
I look for a big turnout, and I know from the membership, I'm a member of the Moose Lodge, the people that are, we call them snowbirds. They go from Michigan to Florida. Their permanent residence is Michigan. They have all absentee ballot voted, and they've all voted Republican and proud to say so. Wear a button that says, I've voted and I voted for Trump.
Okay, so rural counties like yours, well, yours in particular, you feel a strong excitement for getting out to vote, and you know that you got Democrats in the county because you just mentioned two gentlemen here, and you're just not feeling there's any excitement on that side of the ticket in your county, and you're also feeling you've got Democrats that are going to stay home, and you also feel maybe you've got some union people that are not going to lockstep with the union and actually vote for Trump. Is all that above true?
Yes, sir. That's the feeling that's in my county.
All right. Well, I appreciate that very much. Now, when are you gonna get the snowmobile out, Larry? Huh?
Mine will be ready to go when the season opens. Is December the 1st, and of course that's snow permitting. But we're supposed to have a very good season this year.
Well, let me ask you.
Which means about 15 to 20 feet of snow for the year.
Are you planning any long snowmobile trips? Because you have in the past. I know you've done some in the past. You told me.
This year, probably not so. Being as I'm in my mid-70s now, I probably will limit myself to about 3,000 miles on my sled. I usually sled every day.
Well, Larry,
snow permitting.
Larry, I can't tell you how much I appreciate it, and you have answered some pretty big things that I know the national media won't. And I tell you what, I have told everybody out there, Larry, I feel there's a strong segment of the Democrats that won't go vote. There's no enthusiasm, and I believe that will happen.
I thoroughly believe it. And when I convinced these two fellas that I've known for so long, actually I didn't convince them. They confided in me that after what they've been learning through and I'm sure the latest results, I haven't seen them in a week, that they're even more so happy that they're not supporting her.
So with Trump going at this time to these two major media areas in Michigan, you guys will get those on the TV there. You'll get it in your markets, but you feel you got a gut feeling that Trump has a chance in the state of Michigan?
I really do. I'm certainly hoping so. I'm doing my part to get out to vote for Trump. No problem.
Larry, I appreciate you very much. Thank you for taking this time. It's been a big help, and we hope to see you down in Georgia real soon. But until then, I hope the snowmobile and you're able to get out and put the time in that you want to enjoy this winter and the snow. I don't mind a little cold, Larry, but I'm not ready for 33 degrees right now.
All right, sir.
Thank
Have
you.
a good day.
Thank you. Okay, that's Larry Hart. Larry is from Antrim County, Michigan. Antrim County, Michigan has a population of 23,370. Yes, it is way outside of Detroit, but there's a couple things you need to hear in that report. Even though it's two people confided in Larry that they had never voted for a Republican. They were union. They were not voting for a Republican, but they weren't going to vote for Hillary. It's going to be bigger than you think, folks. Bigger than you think. I'm your host, BKP. I'm going to take another brief break. We're going to come back, and at 9:30, we're going to get our next caller on the line. See if I can get Jerry on the line. I thought it was interesting out there. Send me what you think. 706-889-9700. 706-889-9700, or email me, chief@fetchernews.com. And we've got some, tonight is trick or treat, right?
Yeah, Halloween.
Halloween. And just for that, my show here wants to send you a special Halloween note. Okay? Take us a break, Cole.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
El Rey in Ellijay.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey in Ellijay.
Better days ahead.
This is the big one. The 20% off MSRP model year end clearance at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. With huge savings over $3,600 off the redesigned Malibu. Now just $20,400. Save over $8,600 off Silverado Crew Cab LT. Now just $33,500. 20% off new Chevys. Right here, right now. At Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead. Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Pizza Hut makes great pizza, but they can't tell you what a gift it is. I can. They took a grilled cheese and combined it with stuffed crust pizza. To think, I almost wasn't here to try it.
How did
It's
you?
not important, Jen. What's important is that I watched the sunrise this morning. Then I got to stand in a room filled with this pizza. And later I'll stare at the ocean. Or maybe I'll learn Russian. Or listen to jazz. Or try my hand at needlework. Or open a door for a beautiful woman. Or read a human interest story or make dessert wine. Or ride a wild horse. Or experiment with watercolors. Eat every slice like it's your last. Especially you, Doug. Especially Doug, right? You care about Doug. The grilled cheese stuffed crust pizza. Proof that no one outpieces the Hut.
I'm Sheriff Dane Kirby, and I'll stand up for you.
I'm Stacy Nicholson, Sheriff of Gilmer County, and I will stand up for you.
Stand up and speak out. No matter how rich, cool, talented you believe yourself to be, how you treat people ultimately tells all. I am Allison Sosby, District Attorney, and I'll stand up for you.
And we're back. I mean, a little popcorn. I like my popcorn. 706-889-9700. 706-889-9700. What do you think? Donald Trump. You heard Lee say Kellyanne Conway is a pollster. Pollster first. They must have some internal numbers that say they're within distance. Lee said her concern was North Carolina. She's concerned about North Carolina. There's some reason that Donald Trump's not surging there like he should be, okay? But a little concern there, but she feels good about Pennsylvania, how hard they're working. Donald Trump going to Michigan and Wisconsin. So we're going to have our next caller. Now, what took place at the FBI with their announcement Friday? I want to know from you. Send me a message, 706-889-9700, or email me, chief@fetchernews.com, chief@fetchernews.com. I want to know, is what happened Friday concern you about early voting? It does me. It does me. I do not agree with early voting. I do not think we should have early voting. I would not be opposed, okay? I would not be opposed to Saturday voting. All right, I wouldn't be opposed to Saturday voting. All right, that's my thought. But early voting, I'm not in favor of. Now, Donald Trump is going to, let me give you this quick report and we're going to call. It's Barron County, okay? He's not going to Barron County. So Friday I called Barron County, B-A-R-R-O-N, I think it is, Barron County, all right? And let me have this straight. Let me get this straight. Uh-oh. There it is. Barron County, Wisconsin. This is where I talked to Friday. It's 45,676. Okay. Now, here's an interesting number I want to give you before we go with this next gentleman. Barron County, all right, 9,024 votes in, this is Wisconsin, in the Republican primary. Trump won. Remember, he lost Wisconsin, but Trump got 4,217 votes, all right, in the primary in this county. Cruz got 3,558. Now, remember, at this time, there's 17 on the ballot. Okay, there's all these people on the ballot, all right? Trump came out the winner with 4,217. Cruz 3,558. There's a bunch on the ballot. But 9,000 people came out to vote in the Republican primary in Barron County, Wisconsin. Now, a little interesting note. We just heard Larry say that he's got a couple Union Democrat friends that are just not going to go vote at all in Michigan. On the Democrat side in this county, there was 5,570 votes cast. Now, you might say, well, yeah, there wasn't the enthusiasm. They had Hillary and that's all they had, and Bernie didn't stand a chance. No, you have to understand the Democrats wanted an opportunity at a second candidate. They wanted a second candidate. They did. And they wanted 3 or 4. Actually, the Democrats, if you will poll their voters, they would have loved to have 3 or 4, not Malloy or Mahoney or whatever his name was from Baltimore. Anyhow, the Democrats are almost 4,000 votes short of Republicans in this primary. Now, here's the interesting thing. Bernie won this county. Bernie won this county 2,960. Hillary lost this county 2,570 votes. I'm going to tell you more about the opinion in this county. But there's 2,960 people that Hillary better hope comes back to the polls. In a county that 9,000 came out for Republicans and 4,200. So you realize in this county alone, Trump got 4,217. He almost came close to getting all the Democrat votes possible, but there's 2,960 Democrats in this county that voted for Bernie Sanders. There's 3,000 people. That's a tall order to get them to believe, because if you believe anything, Bernie Sanders voters, Bernie said corruption. I mean, Bernie was drain the swamp before drain the swamp was cool with Trump. That's right. So we will see. We're going to go to a break, and another quick break. Stay with us. We just had to set it up. Our next caller will be Tom from Wisconsin. Tom is from, we'll tell you now, Tom is from Polk County, Wisconsin. Okay. I'm hoping my computer didn't freeze up, because you know how I got 19 tabs open here, Cole. Tom is from Polk County, Wisconsin with 43,476. So we're going to continue our series on rural counties in America. Donald Trump is going to Wisconsin tomorrow. I'm your host, BKP. Stay with us, because right after this message, we got another guest, and then we'll try to have another guest at 10 if we can. 706-889-9700 or chief@fetchernews.com. Take us to break, Cole, and let's get Tom on the line.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Pizza Hut makes the best pizza in the entire universe, but they won't tell you that. I've been marooned on this planet for a while now. You are an impressive race. Your children know excellent hiding places. Your oceans aren't filled with lava. And you figured out how to combine a grilled cheese sandwich with a Pizza Hut pizza. Surely interstellar travel will soon follow. And then I can finally get back home. Round. Round like home. The grilled cheese stuffed crust pizza. Proof that no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Hey folks, we're back. This is FYNTV.com. Good morning from the office. I'm your host, BKP, North Georgia's only live online morning show, FYNTV.com. And we're continuing our series of what we call Rural America. I personally think that Rural America will bring this election in. I just think I know the mountain we have to climb with cities like Milwaukee and cities like Chicago and Detroit and Philadelphia and Pittsburgh in these states, but I'm a believer Rural America will bring this election in. They are fired up. So that's why I continue my series, and we have a guest with us from Polk County. I want to make sure I have that right. Polk County, Wisconsin, population 43,476. And I have Tom on the phone with me from Polk County, Wisconsin. Tom, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing fine this morning. Thank you.
Are you a lifelong resident of Polk County, Wisconsin?
I was born and raised right here. I was born in a country home in the country. I've lived here basically all my life except when I was not around here. I was in the military for 21 years. And so then I've been farming. I've been farming ever since. I milked 200 cows for 27 years. And so I'm trying to wind down. I'm in the process of trying to retire. It'll be my fifth time trying retirement.
Fifth time trying retirement? Oh,
yeah.
Wow. Well, I tell you what, but I tell you, we found, no disrespect, I don't even know, I have actually never spoke with anybody in Wisconsin out on the farm. So we found the real Wisconsin cheesehead this morning. Is that correct? You got 200 cows.
Yeah, I did that, and now what I'm doing is I cash crop now.
Okay.
And I don't do that much. I do a couple 100 acres of corn and beans, and that's about it.
Let me ask you about this election. Let's switch gears. You're up there in Wisconsin, and I really feel rural counties are going to come in strong. What do you think about this election, and what would you like to share with us, your thoughts about the election, first and foremost?
Well, this has probably been one of the most critical elections that I have seen in my life. I think that if Trump does not get in, I just don't know what is going to become of our country. And I just don't, he's for so many things that the American farmers need. And, especially in crop farming and dairy farming, the big thing that's really been a thorn in my side for all these years is the NAFTA programs that they've done. It's just basically, it's really hurt all the farmers. And so my feeling is, and you drive around through the community, I was up in a couple other towns yesterday and around doing other business, and I've seen only 2 signs in this area, probably within a 40 or 50 mile range, that were Clinton signs. Everybody else appears to be going to be voting for Trump. I don't like this early election type thing where they vote out so far. I don't think that's a smart thing to do. But we need help in this country. The military is a mess. Sometimes I look back on my life and I say, why did I spend 21 years of my life for this country fighting when nobody seems to care about the military? Only when they really need help do they care about them. And it's the same thing with farming. Used to be farming, a 50 cow, 100 cow farm was a good sized farm. Now we're talking 500 to 2,000 and more cows. There's no less cows, there's just more cows in one person's place. And so, I mean, it's just not, things are just not working the way they should be as far as I'm concerned. And I'm hoping, and I pray that Trump will get things going back in the right direction, stop all this import stuff with no tariffs, redo the NATO thing, and redo NAFTA, get rid of it, and throw this health insurance right out the window. It's breaking people.
Well, Tom, let me ask you, you've touched on a lot of things. Now, you said you were out and about yesterday, and you've seen 2 Clinton signs, but you see Trump signs in multiple places. Do you feel the enthusiasm? And I tell you what I'm getting at is I'm looking at I think rural America is fed up. I think rural America is fed up. We know what's going on now. Obviously, in downtown Milwaukee and Chicago and Detroit, they're broke, but rural America keeps paying their bills. And I think rural America is fed up. So are you seeing more enthusiasm with this election in your county, Polk County, Wisconsin? Are you seeing enthusiasm? Are you feeling there's an energy about this election that people would like to see Trump get elected? What do you see?
Absolutely. That's basically, farmers are great to get together, in the morning here and there and have coffee together and stuff and discuss corn prices, bean prices, cattle prices, and stuff like that. But the main conversation has all been about this election and about Trump. And the election, everybody said, what in God's name are we going to do if Hillary gets in office? We're all going to be done. And, that's kind of the main sentiment. People are fired up about it. They're looking for this election to hopefully turn the way that it's going to be in the favor of the American rural area. All we can do is do what we can do is vote.
Well,
and I tell everybody, this is a God-given right. You've earned it. Get out and vote. And, that's the only way we can do things is vote and try to get the right person in office that's going to turn this country around for the American people. And, you talked a little bit about Milwaukee. Just to tell you, most people in Wisconsin, except those that live there, feel that Milwaukee's a suburb of Chicago. That's what we feel.
Well, that's interesting you say that, because I had a conversation Friday, a very lengthy conversation in Barron County, Wisconsin, with an individual that told me that They felt there was people there thought there were two states. There was the state of Milwaukee and the state of Wisconsin.
That's about it too.
And
when you speak of Barron County, it's a little unique where I live. I farm in 4 counties. I live right on the 4 county corners of Polk, Barron, St. Croix, and Dunn. And so it's kind of an interesting situation that, when I'm doing with the agriculture programs, I got to deal with all 4 counties, and each county is different as far as the way that they're structured to work with the agriculture programs. And so it's kind of interesting. So I get a little taste of all 4 counties here.
Well, let me ask you this: what do you think? Now, I mean, I've heard your opinions on Obamacare. I've heard your opinions on what needs to get turned around with the farming, the military, so on and so forth, and what your friends, the other farmers, when you get together and instead of talking about bean and corn prices and things like that you usually do, you're talking about this election, and it's dominating the conversation. I hear all that. What is the feel? Do you feel, because Donald Trump is coming to Wisconsin tomorrow, and I can't pronounce the name. It's E.A.U. Clara. What is the name?
Eau Claire.
Huh?
Eau Claire.
Yeah, Eau Claire.
Eau Claire.
Right. That's
it's E-A-U-C-L-A-I-R-E. It's Eau Claire. Eau Claire is about 60 miles from me to the southeast.
He's going to be there tomorrow, actually, with Mike Pence. Him and Mike Pence are going to be there in Eau Claire,
awesome.
Wisconsin.
Yeah, awesome.
What do you think the chances, just your feeling of following elections, being from Wisconsin, knowing your state outside of the time you spent in the military, which I don't want to go no further without saying, sometimes I want to back up just a minute, Tom. I want to say I can appreciate when you say you spent 21 years of your life, and sometimes you wonder what for. I have the freedom of the press this morning to do what I do, and I want to say thank you to you. So I don't
appreciate that.
Well, I don't want to go no further. When you say 21 years, I respect what you said, but I don't want to go no further without saying we appreciate you very much, and I thank you for your service. What is your feeling in Wisconsin overall? Do you think Donald Trump has a chance to pull Wisconsin off? Because the media won't lead us to believe that.
My feeling is this. I don't know what is going to happen into these big cities because Hillary's and the Democrats' giveaway policies. My feeling is in rural America, in all of the area and the people that I know around here, yes, I think he can win this election, and I think that people who say they're going to get out and vote, I believe they are going to get out and vote, and I also believe they're going to be voting for the right purposes. And the Clinton administration, all the way back to when, and I hadn't been around a couple days, and I'm 74 years old, and I've been around a couple of days, and I see what happened when he was there, and then Hillary. When he crooked Hillary, that's not even a nice. That word's not bad enough for her. But the good thing about this is I think, without a doubt, that Trump is going to carry rural America. I believe that right to the bottom of my soul, to the bottom of my feet. I think that he's going to carry it. The inner cities have a lot to say how things happen, and that's unfortunate, but that's the way it is. And but I believe in rural America and the part of the world I live in here. I think that he is going to carry it and carry it big time. I live outside of this little town called Clear Lake, Wisconsin, and you go in there, do a lot of business in there, and you go in there in that town, the signs, the streets, and the houses are just full of Trump signs. Well, so I think he's going to carry this, and I'm very optimistic.
Well, I'm glad you're optimistic because I am, and I know the media is doing everything they can, and they do everything they can to lead us to believe that Trump does not stand a chance. And even with this last Friday's thing with the FBI, not to go into that right now, The media, obviously, Trump has had to run against the media, which you know that. But my thought in Wisconsin and rural America is there's going to be enough excitement to where your county and counties like yours are going to set records. I think they're going to be record voters go to the polls. So I don't know how many voted.
Believe that.
I don't know.
I believe that.
So I think record voters are going to go to the polls, and I don't know if the voters in the city are excited enough about going to vote for Hillary Clinton. Now I do know the unions and so forth are working overtime, and people like that in the inner city to get the people to the polls. I know they're working overtime because they know rural America is going to make this decision. So they're working as hard as they can in the big cities, Tom.
I know that, and I tell you, only thing I can say is I'm a God-fearing, God-loving man, and I'm so thankful every day that I do get to live in this country, and I'm thankful for where I live at. And I'm so thankful for the people that live in the cities that they want to stay there because then they don't come out here. And so
no.
I'm just so thankful that I live where I live. I'm looking out my east window right now, and I look out and I see all the bean fields empty and the corn's all coming off, and I think, you know, what a wonderful place to live.
What's the temperature? What's the temperature up there in Polk County, Wisconsin?
Well, you know, it's pretty nice this morning. I think it was 40 this morning.
All right, we'll go with that. I'm in Georgia, and it's not quite 40 this morning, and we had about 80 degrees yesterday. And we're going to have another high today. But I spoke to a gentleman in Michigan, and it's 33 this morning up there, and he felt optimistic, Larry. He felt. I mean, Tom, my caller at 9 o'clock said that he drank coffee with some gentlemen that were some old union guys that had never voted Republican and never would vote Republican, but told him they were going to stay home because they wouldn't go vote for Hillary Clinton, but they were going to vote Republican. So I think that there's going to be more of that than people think, and that's why I wanted to bring our show to what I call rural America. One more time, you feel Donald Trump stands a chance in Wisconsin, Tom?
Oh, you got that right.
Okay, well, I'm going to...
I think without a doubt, hands down, in here in rural America, I can speak basically kind of for the four counties, everything I've seen in this area. I think he's going to win hands down here. I really do.
Tom, I thank you so much for being our guest. I appreciate it. And as it gets closer to the election, we might ask you closer within maybe later in the week. I might try to get you back on or something like that, because next week it's time to go vote. And I appreciate you, Tom. I can't say thank you enough. And again, thank you for your service to this country.
Well, thank you for calling.
Have a nice day, Tom. As Tom up in Polk County, Wisconsin. He is up there in Polk County, Wisconsin. I don't know about you out there, but I got to take a break because that caller just got me. That just got me when he told me about 21 years in the service. And sometimes he has to figure out why. Let me tell you something, folks, before I go to the break. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. They do not have volunteers like they lead you to believe. Trump campaign has volunteers, okay? They do not. If you work on the Trump campaign, you have volunteers. If you work on the Clinton side, they're paid, and they mask them as volunteers. And it's just not so, okay? We have heard where a liberal, an ultra-liberal, came and got 16 Trump signs from Lee in Pennsylvania. Described herself as an ultra-liberal in Pennsylvania, came and got 16 signs. We heard that story. We heard Larry tell you up there in Michigan, rural America, that 2 old union guys that have never voted Republican in their life, never will vote Republican. I know those people, they don't vote Republican or vice versa, will never vote Republican, but have just decided they're not going to go vote at all if they have to vote for Hillary Clinton. We heard that. And we heard Tom up in Wisconsin. Now, something Tom said before I go to break, okay? get into the 10 o'clock hour, we're here straight to 11, folks. We're here to 11 every day from 8 to 11 until election day, okay? So what I also heard Tom say, I have heard in Pennsylvania, I have heard in Georgia, I have heard in Florida, I've heard in Michigan, Wisconsin, I've heard on 10 different phone calls that I have made, people always end by saying, if Trump doesn't get in, what in God's name are we going to do? I hear it all the time from people I don't know. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. We'll be back after these messages. We might have another guest, but take us to break. Say happy Halloween to the folks there, Cole, and take us to break.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Pizza Hut makes the best pizza in the entire universe, but they won't tell you that. I've been marooned on this planet for a while now. You are an impressive race. Your children know excellent hiding places. Your oceans aren't filled with lava. And you figured out how to combine a grilled cheese sandwich with a Pizza Hut pizza. Surely interstellar travel will soon follow, and then I can finally get back home. Round. Round like home. The grilled cheese stuffed crust pizza, proof that no one out-pizzas the Hut.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Hey, good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. I'm your host, BKP. FYNTV.com. We're all the way here to 11. We're doing 3 hours a day, 8 to 11, all the way to Election Day. Trying to get information. I am a believer rural America will bring this election in. I know the corruption in Philadelphia and Pittsburgh and Milwaukee and Cleveland and Detroit, the list goes on. I understand. But this is going to have to be up to rural America, doubling and tripling the vote and coming in and making it happen. I got another caller this morning, rolling right along. Jerry, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
Oh, I don't know. Well, I can't say I don't know. Let me tell you something. You're just talking about corruption and voting. What about corruption in Clinton? It's amazing, man. I'll tell you what. I say this wholeheartedly. There's good people. Race don't make you bad. Your behaviors make you bad, okay? That don't mean we let everybody in, okay? We gotta still. But there's good people inside that FBI. I thought they were, I really believe there's good people there.
Right.
And it's hard for a good person to go against his morals. There's a reason why it's good, because his inner being is good, okay? Not because of any government. It's just the way the guy goes home at night, or, you know, maybe the higher-ups in the FBI, the limo pulls up, you get out, you go home to your wife before you tie up, and says, you know, and you look at your children, and you're normal. You just got to have it. Somewhere there, that's going on. And those people are like, man, we got a serious problem here. Okay? Now, all the appointments from Obama, the Justice Department and all, is bad people.
Right.
They're bad people. They just are.
Wait a minute. So let me clear this up because I know where you're going. FBI, you got some decent men and women that are going home, pulling in the driveway. They're decent people. They're not appointed. They're not appointed. So what you're doing is you're switching over and talking about the appointed people now.
Right. Okay, now, the appointed people, Loretta Lynch, go back to Holder, they've all been bad actors now. They just have.
Yeah,
Even the Clintons. I mean, the whole thing. Okay, here's what is happening. Anthony Weiner, listen, I know, dummy. I could tell you probably what he said to the FBI. Listen, I ain't going down without them going down.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
I got stuff here. You think you want me because of what went on my laptop, or look at here? Look at here. Look at what went on my laptop. Come here a minute.
Exactly.
Okay. Look at here. Oh, by the way, Hillary Clinton, my wife, took money from people, you know, whatever. They got the whole laundry list, whatever they've done. Now, you taking me down, you're taking them down. There's either a law or isn't. And the dude's handed over his laptop. And they rolled with it. And they had him in a room, an interrogation room. And, I mean, the FBI's running around the world interrogating people. They're supposed to be the best in the whole world. Okay? And they probably come out of there and went in the other room and looked at Comey, a couple of those guys, and said, did you see what was on that cut?
That's exactly right. Did you see that?
Holy cow, did you see that? Saudi Arabia has the right to send terrorists here if they'll give them $100,000. I mean, there's things on there that's unbelievable. All right? I mean, there's probably things on there about Iran, Pakistan. Uma Abedin is from Pakistan. Did you see what's on that computer? Now, I'm guessing. And Comey's like, what do I do? Loretta Lynch is my boss. And you know good and well she don't want this out there. And they probably looked at him and say, well, you need to somehow get it out there, because it's going to get out there one way or the other, and this ain't good. And he scratched his head and figured out to send a 2-bit memo, so it's out there.
Jerry, this has...
Okay, I know what I'd do if I was James Coleman.
What would you do?
I know what I'd do this morning. I'd go right before Congress and read it out loud. I'd ask all the media to come. I'd invite them. I would invite them. Tree County, every one of them, load up. And this time wouldn't be a dog and pony show. I'd ask them to come, and I would turn on the Clinton. I'd turn on the regime. And I'd say, you do what you want with me inside of these chambers today, but I'm not going to jail. Listen to this. Listen to this. Tim Kaine running around. It's time to tell us what's in them. Oh, I tell you what's in them. You would know. We would show. And we would pick your hind end up. And then guess what? You'd be getting letters from your family behind bars. You know what's in them, all right. You would know today. You would know.
They're begging.
Maybe I would invite C-SPAN. C-SPAN was created to watch the government. Come on, air everything said. Right, every camera in there, and tell them what's in them. Tell them.
Let's read them.
And have Clinton there to be arrested at the Congress. This is a true government. Government has to do this. Okay, your government's being overthrown by corruption, man. That's bad news. That's bad news. Not just hearsay corruption, like as in stuff that, the El Salvadorians and all these people run from. Okay? It's bad news. And if I'm told me, I go tell them what's in there this morning. They know. They'll know. But I'd have every piece in place. I'd be ready with the...
All right.
I'd be ready. If I was Trey Gowdy and I'm a true prosecutor, I've been to courtrooms where they said they put handcuffs on and let somebody else out. Why are they above that? I'm not lock her up. I'm not Hillary for president. I don't want any daggone slogan. I want justice, as they call it. Bush went around the world to get justice. We can get it right here.
So
Bush went over there to get justice. Yeah, okay, well, let's get justice right in Washington. Let's start. I know what I'd do. And I'd have her there. And it'd be the first time maybe in our lifetime that the Congress locked you up.
Well, I'll tell you this.
You don't think you think I'm out there, but I'm telling you, man.
No.
You got a government. You got things that you see coups go on in countries, man, where they mow people down with tanks. If this don't stop, we're not there yet. People, don't get scared. It ain't doomsday, but if it don't stop, we're going in that direction. Listen, if you set off in a destination, you're eventually going to arrive.
Hey, Jerry, let me say this. I mean, you know what? If you want to get out there, get out there. I don't care, because I think I'm with you, because either if Comey doesn't know, now let's just be clear, okay? We're not happy with what Comey did, but he's not the village idiot, okay? He was under Giuliani in New York, okay? This guy was highly regarded up to this day, right? Not this day, but up to this mess here, right? He was under Giuliani in New York. He's a prosecutor. The guy's got high marks, okay? So he's not an idiot. Now, he's not dumb enough to come out and send this letter because he's seen an email that just had Hillary's name and Chelsea, invited to Chelsea's wedding.
No, Brian. He has read something.
Yes.
That missiles are pointed towards us for a cash payout. Who knows what he's read, okay? Maybe you think that's a little extreme, but I mean, for cash payouts, yeah, we'll allow 100,000 of your refugees, but you got to give something to our foundation.
Jerry, Hillary's 2 official favors to Morocco resulted in $28 million for the Clinton Foundations. Hillary Clinton does not care about you and
I.
I.
Got any Moroccans on our terror watch list, or we just got Jerry Bridget on it?
Hillary's. This is this morning. Hillary's 2 official favors to Morocco resulted in a $28 million for the Clinton Foundation. Hillary Clinton did 2 huge favors for Morocco during her tenure as Secretary of State, while the Clinton Foundation accepted up to $28 million in donations. You can't tell me that those emails might not be on there. And more.
It's all on there, man. Okay? They probably got a carbon copy with a group of people. Okay? Anthony just happened to be one while he was kicking back watching Ellen. All right? He just happened to get him because he was carbon copied on everything that was going on. So, because you got to understand, he's been being watched by the media for a while. You notice the media went after him, man. I'm not a fan of his. Don't anybody. I'm not a fan, and I don't hate him. But you got to understand who went after him. That media went after him about the time Clinton started running for election, man. Because they had to shove him out. He did too much, even after Anthony.
Oh, no, the Democrats, they're unreal. He is the bad guy, because he is, but he is the bad guy. But don't think Yuma Abedin did not know she was backing up her system. They know that, Jerry. They know this stuff. They're not idiots.
Listen, let me tell you something. I'm going to go back to that, okay? On July 4th weekend, all the way back, a couple black SUVs went up to Tappaquidda. knowing that everybody was, it's the American thing. Went up to Chappaqua Justice Department. On July, what was it? What was it, July 2nd? Clinton came off the tarmac. When did Bill go on that plane? I like to get my timelines right. Anyway, somewhere around there. July 4th weekend, I think it was July 6th, 5th, or whatever. The day after July 4th, the FBI decides they're going to interview Hillary Clinton. No, and nobody's sitting in front of their TVs. You don't picnic inside, people. On July 4th, you picnic outside. Okay? Nobody was sitting in front of the TVs. The story broke on that Monday, or whatever day that people went back to work. The story broke that the FBI didn't find nothing. Because behind the scenes, Loretta Lynch made that decision. James Comey was told, listen, because he really didn't dig into it. You know what? Who do you think got all them emails first? Loretta Lynch, not Comey. And she probably said, listen, I've reviewed these pages or whatever. There's nothing in here. So if I was you, you tell your agents, thanks for all the hard work they did. I applaud them for the job they did. I've heard all this in meetings, but there's really nothing in here. I don't see any grounds to indict. So anyone out, he did what he was told. I got to give him credit at that. Even me, at that time, started the FBI, but it was never the FBI. It was the Justice Department. Okay? It was never Comey. All right. Now we're coming down to the time this lady be president of the United States to some of those guys, and Anthony Weiner and those FBI guys are sitting around saying, this ain't cool. They're Comey, this ain't cool. This ain't cool. And, and Weiner's sitting in there saying, no, it ain't cool. I'm going down to tubes and they're going to the White House. Did somebody stole your wife? Hillary stole the man's wife and going to the White House. No, imagine that. Okay? Comey, Anthony Weiner ain't cool with it. Ain't cool. Man, no, not at all. He going to the big house, they going to the White House, stole his wife and all, and they going to live happily ever after. No, Anthony said, No, he's spilling the beans. No, he's spilling the beans. The FBI...
Not happily ever after.
People, huh?
Not happily ever after. Anthony said this ain't going to happen, huh?
Yeah, Anthony said, no. Hold on a minute. Read this.
Read this.
Absolutely. Read this. You worried about I sent a picture without my shirt on to a 16-year-old girl? But check out what's going on over here in Saudi Arabia, buddy.
Exactly. You're concerned about me sending a picture.
Check this one out. Hey, wait a minute. Get a little better. Scroll down.
Scroll down.
Yeah.
Oh, you think that was good? Scroll down, right?
I really believe it. You think I'm laughing, I'm telling you. And they're sitting there looking at each other. Oh, my God. They do live in this country. And really, they got to be sitting there thinking it. And that's why he said something brought it to their attention. I know what I'd do, though. I'd go tell it this. I would get the whole Congress together, the TV together, and I'd tell it before the election to start. Well, we won't be able to do this till after the election. I don't know about all that. That's the Justice Department.
Well, let me tell you what your thought. I think you're 100% right because Jerry, I try to stay away from the nonsense. Now I have a lot of fun and horse around, but Huma Abedin's been with Hillary Clinton, since the day, and just recently in a WikiLeaks email, Hillary was getting home late. It told Huma to stop by and knock on the bedroom door. I mean, that's WikiLeaks. That's not me. I don't want to go there. But all I'm saying right now is I'm telling you, I think you hit the nail on the head. Anthony Weiner's sitting there, hey, I'm raising a kid. You're flying all over the world, you and your friend, Hillary. You getting ready to move in the White House. I'm going to the big house. No. All right, let me read this to you, Jerry, because I want to get your opinion on this. Because this is where I can't stand the media. I can't stand because they want to lead you to believe that the Clintons are in charge. They decide how the investigations work. And I'll tell you, this is why the FBI, not just Comey, the FBI agents don't even speak to him when they get a cup of coffee. The rumor is that you got FBI agents going to get a cup of coffee and Comey passes them in the hall and says good morning. They won't even say good morning to it because the Clintons have become in charge of this investigation and it doesn't work like that. Now let me read this to you. How's it feel, Hillary? CNN just announced Huma has decided to negotiate with the FBI. Huma Abedin's lawyers are negotiating with the FBI about conducting a full search on estranged husband Anthony Weiner's laptop in light of the new probe in Hillary Clinton's email. Looks like the FBI is going to sort through 650,000 emails, thousands of which have gone through Hillary's private
Listen,
server.
I'm so sick of hearing the 650. How many thousands? Go get the one that matters. You don't need but one, man.
Yeah, but do you
One
think?
bank,
Do you?
not 10,
What do you
going to
think? Do you
jail.
think?
Go get the one that matters, blast it from the rooftops, and put it to bed.
Yeah, but do you think Huma's cutting a deal with the FBI right now? They got a warrant. They already know what they've seen, and they can't go public and say what they've seen without a warrant. Anthony showed it to them, so they haven't done nothing wrong, okay? Anthony showed it to them, said, here it is, okay? So they went and got a warrant to make it legal, because they can't come out and say, this email is this, because they didn't have a warrant. They can't stop looking at it if Anthony's showing it, okay? Anthony can show it. But the point is do you think they got a warrant and Uma's cooperating and something big could happen out of this? They're in trouble, I think. I think they're in big trouble.
Here's what I think is in trouble, okay? I think this election's in trouble, all right? Because I don't know what's going to happen. Say, for example, she does win according to the election return night. I'm Brett Hume. Never liked Trump to start with. Okay, so he'll do his. Okay, and then you'll get over there, Chris Matthews. Oh, my God, finally the country's came back together. Never liked Trump. Anyway, the whole gamut will run out that Trump lost. Win, lose, or draw. He lost. Okay? And win by 50 million votes, still lost. Okay, they're going to go out and tell you that. Get ready. Your newspapers, Hillary wins, despite FBI probe. It's all good for them. They win. And then she gets to tell you what office. Let me tell you something. If this FBI is doing this for the right reason, within 2 months, okay, and the Congress, you have a United States Congress, what happens if they indict her before the inauguration? Do we really want Tim Kaine to be strutting up there bubbly and, hey, it's all good, people. Hey, by the way, I'll check you in at room number 10. I'm your bellboy. No, dude. No, dude. No, I'm your bellhop. No. Hi, how are you today? No. I don't want all that. Can't do that. Can't have that. 30 people don't even want it. What's 330 million got to have him? Holy cow.
Lee said he was out there at a rally the other day, and they Muhlenberg College or somewhere, and maybe 30 people showed up.
What I'm saying is, what is going to go on? The bottom line is Trump's got to outright win this thing. Even if they say he loses. I'm just telling you, Trump wins this thing. If it's really wins it. There's no doubt. I don't care who. They got him losing Georgia the other day. I mean, they had him losing other countries. He was losing outside the United States. I mean, come on. It's just all the time. All the time. They had him losing Georgia. Is he losing Georgia? I mean, you guys are down there. How do you...
No, actually a poll this morning from WXIA TV Survey USA in Georgia, Trump is now up 7 where he should be. He's actually probably up about 14. He's up, but today is the first day. Georgia, he shows up 7 points. My problem is there's polls that came out this morning that show Hillary up 2 and up 3 points. And it just can't be possible. And if it is, there's something bad wrong. And if this woman is president of the United States, it's a mess. Jerry, do you think he stands a chance?
How can you go up? How can you go? Just put it to you like this. If she's going up, you got a corrupt country. How in the world can you go up after the weekend hit you just took?
Well, this is a Monday morning poll. I don't know how much tracking they have from Friday. It's supposed to be a daily poll. I'm really not putting my stuff into this. New Mexico last night, Jerry, he had 105,000 watching on one stream. New Mexico was packed. Colorado was packed. He's going to 2 places in Michigan today, going to Wisconsin with Mike Pence. Him and Mike Pence are doing a Wisconsin stop tomorrow. Kellyanne Conway is a pollster and has internal pollings that show those are places that they can go to. So what say you on Pennsylvania still? Are you optimistic?
I have no clue. I can't give you an answer. I have no clue. I think we win the Lehigh Valley.
Okay.
Okay. I just do it. Then we win our area, hands down. Okay. I think we win Fox County and Montgomery County. Now, Lee don't. I do. Because I'm seeing it through the eyes of people going into the
voting booth looking at realities, regardless of their job title. I mean, just because you're a teacher, you sure the heck don't want your country sold out. You might be in a teachers union, but that don't mean you're selling out your country.
Right.
It just means that you're scamming off the taxpayer. It has nothing to do with sellouts. Okay. I want to believe, my gut wants to tell me that the suburban America does not want to live like they seen Charlotte, does not want to live like they seen the nightclub, does not want to live like they seen San Bernardino. I told you this all the time. I told you this way back when. So I think they're going to go in there and vote Trump and go back and, go to their corporate offices and work. And but I just believe that. I want to believe that. Now, so I don't know I think we win this one by gauging the people around here. I just do. I think we win this one. This one I can call it. I do not think we lose that suburb like Lee and them think. I don't care how they're polling it.
I will tell you this. Let me tell you something that you
now,
make about. Go ahead.
We get out to western Pennsylvania, we're a solid Trump, and then we need a big city. You got to counter city for city. We should be getting Pittsburgh, okay? And we have the people to get it for us, but I really don't know what their deal is. I have no clue on Rick Santorum. I don't understand his political motive. I don't understand his political ideologies. But I know one thing, he would have made us a great governor. He should have ran for governor, okay? Rick Santorum should have ran for governor of this state. Rick Santorum should have came out for Trump in this state. He's a Pittsburgh lawyer, okay? Right there.
Right.
Okay? He's a Pittsburgh Catholic, okay? Solid pro-life. He should have been stumping for Trump all through the suburbs, through Schwickley, all down and through there, okay? Aquashikwa, he should have been all up in there stumping for Trump. Instead, he disappears. Okay, he totally disappeared. But the night he's really got to me. The night that Trump wasn't going to go hear Megyn Kelly's BS again, he did the fundraiser for the veterans, and here comes Rick Santorum standing next to him to get that TV camera. We could flat out win this state if certain people would have done their roles. Now, I don't know whether they ever went in politics again, but they destroyed themselves. They're not killing Trump because he might win it without him. Okay? Might win it without him. But they've definitely destroyed themselves for this.
Rick Santorum could have went to Western Pennsylvania and really worked that area. And he could have got a job. Guess what he could have got? He could have got a job in the Trump administration, too.
Absolutely. He could have ran for governor here, Brian, against Tom Wolf. Trump could have plucked him right out of there. He's a young guy, not real young, but like 50s. By the time he could have positioned himself to help this country, instead he disappeared.
All right.
We could have locked down that area. We would have locked down the valley. Now, who cares what Philadelphia, the city, does because you're outnumbered?
Well, let me just say.
When everybody says, well, you can't stop the cheating in Philly, well, don't even try. Go win the rest of the state. Let them cheat themselves.
Well, let me say this real quick because I got to run, but I got one more thing. You make a valid point because a lot of those people, let's just say, for example, and I think it's out there, and I hope it resonates, and it should get out there a little stronger. A lot of the suburban people, I know Charlotte, and you and I have a friend that works for a major corporation in Charlotte. I'm just not going to bring the name up, but you and I have a mutual friend that works for a major corporation in Charlotte. And,
we do?
Yeah, we do. I'll tell you later. And they work for a major corporation in Charlotte, and they drive downtown, right downtown Charlotte every day, and they live in the suburbs, okay? Now, this riot that happened in Charlotte, it didn't happen in the projects. They went right downtown to the fancy streets of Charlotte and rioted in the streets, okay? You have the suburban people that are driving into Philly that are on the, what they call the right side of Philly, where the big buildings are, okay? And they drive back to the suburbs and they need to think, man, this could break out in Philly and I could be stuck at work and all of a sudden there's a riot. You know what I mean? So there's a lot to be said. Jerry, I've got to run. I appreciate it. You make some very valid...
Well, listen, I would tell you this. Trump outright wins this thing, and the whole thing is you got to prove it because Trump's going to win it. Just like when let me tell you something. They're sitting there now. They're blaming the server. this, that. The media is all out now about Trump's tax returns. Let me tell you something about Trump's tax returns. It's not a crime to not show your taxes, but it is a crime as Secretary of State to distinguish certain classified information. Trump's broke no law, okay? Nowhere does it say you have to show your taxes. I wouldn't even, who cares about that? What's Trump need to show the taxes for? He don't. Oh, because he didn't give as much donation. Why should he when the Clintons are? The Clintons are taking it in. He give it to them, and then all of a sudden it ends up down at the Clintons. I wouldn't give it either. If the Clintons was out in the donation game, I wouldn't give nobody a donation.
Jerry, I think you hit a home
I'm
run.
telling you, man, they be down here collecting everybody. Every time I hear, do you want to give $1 for this? First thing I ask is the Clintons involved.
Are the Clintons involved? Jerry, I got it.
You want to give $1?
I gotta go, man. I gotta go. Harry Reid.
I pitch in $2. If they are, I ask them if I can get $1 out of this break.
Harry Reid said that Comey might be a criminal.
Yeah, Comey's the criminal. All right, go.
I gotta go, man. I gotta go. Thanks a lot. Hey, all right. Well, that was Jerry. Hey, Jerry says that, Wiener said, look at this. I think he makes a valid point. NYPD. Do you think the NYPD did this? Hey, they're the ones investigating it. They don't play no games. Look, FBI, you can do what you want with this because we're getting ready to, because this is serious. Do you realize the NYPD has actually better terrorism departments and surveillance and whatever the words I'm looking for than basically our government? They are worldwide, NYPD. This is big time. So Jerry says, hey, maybe they sent some money to Saudi Arabia and it's on an email, but we will see. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. I'm going to take a brief break. I'm going to come back and wrap up with a couple things. Johnny Isakson. Let's switch gears. I have a question for you on Johnny Isakson, the Republican senator, U.S. senator, that is trying to retain his seat against Alan Buckley, the Libertarian, and Mr. Barksdale, the Democrat. I want to talk about that when we get back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Take us to break, Cole.
Pizza Hut makes the best pizza in the entire universe, but they won't tell you that. I've been marooned on this planet for a while now. You are an impressive race. Your children know excellent hiding places. Your oceans aren't filled with lava. And you figured out how to combine a grilled cheese sandwich with a Pizza Hut pizza. Surely interstellar travel will soon follow. And then I can finally get back home. Round. Round like home. The grilled cheese stuffed crust pizza. Proof that no one out-pizzas the Hut.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
El Rey in Ellijay.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey in Ellijay.
This is the big one, the 20% off MSRP model year end clearance at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, with huge savings over $3,600 off the redesigned Malibu. Now just $20,400. Save over $8,600 off Silverado Crew Cab LT. Now just $33,500. 20% off new Chevys. Right here, right now, at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Pizza Hut makes great pizza, but they can't tell you what a gift it is. I can. they took a grilled cheese and combined it with stuffed crust pizza. To think, I almost wasn't here to try it.
How did
It's
you...
not important, Jan. What's important is that I watched the sunrise this morning. Then I got to stand in a room filled with this pizza. And later I'll stare at the ocean. Or maybe I'll learn Russian. Or listen to jazz. Or try my hand at needlework. Or open a door for a beautiful woman. Or read a human interest story or make dessert wine. Or ride a wild horse. Or experiment with watercolors. Eat every slice like it's your last. Especially you, Doug. Especially Doug, right? You care about Doug. The grilled cheese stuffed crust pizza. Proof that no one outpieces the hut.
I'm Sheriff Dane Kirby, and I'll stand up for you.
I'm Stacy Nicholson, Sheriff of Gilmer County, and I will stand up for you.
Stand up and speak out. No matter how rich, cool, talented you believe yourself to be, how you treat people ultimately tells all. I am Allison Sosby, District Attorney, and I'll stand up for you.
I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. First of all, I want to thank everybody because it has been quite the show. I can't say I'm doing a theme of, I believe, report. My report is Rural America will bring this election in. We've heard how red across the state of Pennsylvania, but we've also heard where Pittsburgh should come in red. But Rick Santorum, a Pittsburgh attorney there, a former presidential candidate, Republican presidential candidate, Rick Santorum, and we've heard that this morning, and former U.S. Senator from Pennsylvania could have been working that western part of Pennsylvania, and we can't find him anywhere. He's MIA. So pretty bad. After, you know, the thing is Santorum's got like 7, 8 kids. I mean, he's pro-life. He's a pro-life Catholic. And after what Rick Santorum heard, the WikiLeaks and what was thought out of the Clinton campaign about Catholics, I don't know if he is. Maybe he's not. Maybe he is, but the national media should pick it up or somebody. But Rick Santorum should be out on the stump for his pro-life belief. And in Western Pennsylvania, 7 days, every day until this election is over for Donald Trump. I have a question. Now, here's my question, and I want to clarify this. Don't leave me now. If you're national out there and you're somewhere in the heartland of America, this is an important question that you need to enjoy. You may be dealing with this question right at home. Republicans. Okay, we have been back and forth. We have been back and forth on Republicans and Tea Party candidates and a realignment of the Republican Party. I have seen it all. I have seen 5 candidates run against congressmen because the congressmen voted for the omnibus. I've seen it all. Now, I want you to understand that I'm not endorsing a candidate right now. I'm not, okay? The down ballot. Now, 2 weeks ago, we heard the down ballot and we heard the wave and we heard that possibly nationally they could take back the House, they could take back the Senate, and down ballot Democrats. It seemed like it was just last week because Hillary Clinton was campaigning in states like New Hampshire and states where she could get Pocahontas to go with her because she was campaigning against Kelly Ayotte because she knew she was going to win. The fix is in. She's winning this thing. So she was going to start getting her down ballot support in the Senate and so forth. Okay. Now, the down ballot candidates, we're hearing the down ballot candidates, this is really helping them. They have something to campaign this week on. The FBI is got something, they've got a warrant, and they're going through emails, and the down ballot candidates really have something to campaign on, and this could really help. This new revelation that the FBI is going to look into these emails and open the investigation could really help the down ballot candidates. So, here is a question I have for Republicans, okay, in Georgia. This is my question. And the reason I ask is, before I get to my question for Republicans in Georgia, and I see all the social media, I cruise all of it. I focus in on this one and this one, and how can you, I am actually seeing people talk about the Republicans need to come home. You need to come home. You need to come home. All right? I have seen that. All right? I've actually seen some of these people on Facebook talking about how you don't need to waste your vote, libertarians, on Gary Johnson. You need to come and vote for Donald Trump. Don't waste your vote on Gary Johnson. I have actually seen some of those people. Now, I'm not knocking anybody. Please, 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 relax. Think this out. Think this out a little bit, all right? I've also seen several of those people that have said, Republicans need to come home. Republicans need to support Donald Trump. If Republicans alone would get behind Donald Trump, how upset you have been that Paul Ryan's not endorsed or is not supporting Donald Trump the way he should be. How upset you've been that this one and that one is not supporting Donald Trump. The Republicans not supporting Donald Trump. Then I've heard you say on social media, don't waste your vote on Gary Johnson, a libertarian, knowing he can't win. Give it to Donald Trump. I have seen some of those people say, vote for Alan Buckley, the libertarian candidate for Senate. Now, Johnny Isakson is not my favorite Republican, and I don't have time to do a total segment on that. He's not my favorite Republican. Okay, I'm just going to tell you straight. Johnny Isakson, as far as I'm concerned, is conservative on the day he needs to be conservative. Okay, I have a whole list. I have actually a belief on what will take place after the election, but I've decided to save that because it involves some people that I think I'm gonna give you the day after the election. I'm not going to help anyone in this Senate race. So I'm going to give you a theory of what I think could be happening after the election, but at the current time, I am confused on why Republicans in the state of Georgia, some of you, want to vote for Alan Buckley. Not that maybe he can win. Not that he's a bad guy. But right now you are leading, I love what conservatives, and I'm just going to say it out here, I love when conservatives love the AJC in Georgia on Monday and hate the AJC Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and then love it again on Friday. They cite certain articles that they'll pick out of the AJC, and all of a sudden they're okay. Now, I know I'm getting in trouble. I know I am, but I don't want to leave without getting in as much trouble as I possibly can. My point is, right now, the media, the liberal media in the state of Georgia is doing everything they can help Barksdale with pushing Buckley so that, Isakson has to go into this massive long runoff with Barksdale. So right now, the hope for the media in Georgia is to keep everybody up in arms, and we finally found, and you and I know that the support, for Trump in Georgia is finally coming out that it's up 7, and you and I know that's 10, 12, 14. I mean, Trump will do much better in Georgia than Romney did. And we know that, but the media has left you to believe that Georgia's up for grabs. It's a toss-up. And it's not. My interest is if you're trying to get 51 Republicans back to the Senate. I understand, well, it's 6 more years. I'm just curious on why you would want to push Johnny Isakson into a runoff. Because if they go head-to-head in a runoff, Johnny Isakson and Barksdale, then what you're doing is you're allowing the Democrats, because the election will be over, and if Hillary wins, or if she doesn't win, you're allowing the Democrat machine to focus in on Georgia. They'll bring everything they have. Well, Barksdale can never win. You're going through an election right now where the media wants people to believe that Georgia is a toss-up state, and you and I know it's not. You're going through a time right now where people want you to believe that Georgia around Atlanta is blue, and it's so blue, it'll pull Georgia in for Hillary. I disagree. I strongly disagree. That being said, I'm confused on why in one breath you want Republicans to come home, not waste their vote on Gary Johnson, and if Paul Ryan and any other Republicans would support Trump, this would not be happening. Okay? The worst part is the Republicans not supporting Republicans. But now, you seem to want to split, some of you out there, the Republican vote in Georgia over Johnny Isakson. Folks, I did not endorse Johnny Isakson. You need to understand that. I did not endorse Johnny Isakson. Okay? I am not endorsing any candidate. I'm just confused on why you don't want to, because I'm telling you, if Johnny gets pushed in a runoff, okay? But you don't know, Gang of 8, you don't know this. Yes, I do, folks, you know that. People out there know that. You know I know Johnny. You know that. I am probably the very first one in the state of Georgia that made the assessment that I made concerning Johnny Isakson. And I'll go into it after the election. But you know I know Johnny. And I know what Johnny's voted for and what Johnny stands for up there in Washington, D.C. But let me tell you something. If you'll get Donald Trump elected, every Republican over there in the Senate and the House of Representatives, they don't want to be in the swamp. Because about the time Donald starts to drain it, if you're found in the swamp, you got a problem. So Johnny might go up there, or might, what time he is there, he may go up there and actually walk the chalk line, because President Trump's not going to play no games. I am not endorsing a candidate. I am just confused, because I will tell you this. I understand many of you voting for Alan Buckley. I actually understand it thoroughly better than you think. I'm not discouraging you. It's your vote. But I'm telling you now, if you push Johnny Isakson in the state of Georgia in a runoff, they will be, the Democrats will make a move. You better hope that this is not the 50th vote in the Senate. You better hope Georgia's not the 51st vote in the Senate. If something happens that we're that close in the Senate, the Democrats will exhaust everything they have nationally, and you'll find out what the Democrat machine is really about in Georgia, because you truly don't know, because it's never really been in play. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. I'll take a brief break. We're going to come back. I got polling data, new polling data. We're going to close up today's show at a couple things about tomorrow and Halloween tonight. Cole, take us to break.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. We will be at Schottenkirk Ford tonight at 7 o'clock. That's Schottenkirk Ford. Pickens Power half-hour Dragon Talk. Be talking to Coach Parker. Be talking to Coach Chris Parker about congratulating the Pickens Dragons on their place in the playoffs. One more game left in the region. So we're going to be talking to them at 7 o'clock. That's FYNTV.com. You just click FYNTV.com. That's tonight. And then we have I think it's 5 o'clock, Pickens, Ellijay, Jasper, Ellijay, and downtown Blue Ridge is trick-or-treating downtown. That's a great time. We'll take Lonnie, Lisa, Cole. They're going to be out, and they're going to take hundreds of nice photos of you and your children and some of the costumes that are so great at Jasper, Ellijay, downtown at the Square, and downtown Blue Ridge. And we'll be putting those online tonight. Some of the polls that are out: Nevada, Trump versus Clinton and Johnson. This is Remington Research. Okay. Trump shows up 4, okay? That's Remington Research, and Remington Research is Nevada statewide. Donald Trump 48, Hillary 44, and Gary Johnson 4, and undecided is 3. So the undecided is Trump's. That's Nevada this morning. Now, I know what you're going to say. I'll get to it. Colorado, Trump was there yesterday. Colorado, Clinton has a 1-point advantage. Remember, Colorado was supposed to be out. WXIA TV Survey USA, Trump 49, Clinton 42, Johnson 3 in Georgia. He's up in Georgia. North Carolina, Remington Research again. Remington Research in North Carolina. This poll just out this morning. North Carolina statewide. Survey was conducted October 30th. 1,176 likely general election voters participate in this survey. Survey weighted to match expected turnout demographics for the 2016 general election. Margin of error 2.85. Basically tied. Donald Trump 47, Hillary 45, Gary Johnson undecided 4 in this research. 4 undecided Donald Trump voters. Okay. Now we're going to get up to Remington Research in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania. This is just out this morning. Remington Research, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania statewide 2016 survey conducted on October 30th. It was yesterday. 1,249 likely general election voters participated in the survey. Okay, Donald Trump 43, Hillary 45, undecided 6. I keep telling you, Pennsylvania undecided 6 as of yesterday. Donald Trump voters. I'm telling you now. Well, you're not, that's Pennsylvania. Now, nationally, Trump looks like he's down by 3, Rasmussen. Clinton's up. Okay? In the IBD tip tracking poll, Clinton looks like she's up 2 nationally. 1, the IBT trip, that's head-to-head tip tracking poll. Clinton, Trump, Johnson, and Stein. Clinton's only up 1, basically. It is a tie race. They're coming down the back stretch. Donald's hair is waving in the wind. Hillary's eyes are twitching. It's right down to the end, folks. Down to the wire. Donald Trump will be 2 stops in Michigan, 1 in Wisconsin. That's some of the things we're talking about this morning. I got 10 minutes. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. I do not agree with early voting. I do not. Georgia had early voting Saturday. Fortunately, I'm going to say fortunately, I got a little heat for this. I had somebody send me a message that was not happy. But fortunately, this broke Friday. This news broke Friday before Saturday's elections in Georgia. Now, Georgia's had some early voting for, over almost 2 weeks now. I do not agree with early voting. Do not agree with it, okay? But I do think that fortunately, at least this came out Friday. I put on Facebook Friday morning, I put, hey, don't forget, Georgia has early voting today, Saturday. And before you go, on a side note, Hillary Clinton is under investigation by the FBI. Donald Trump is not under investigation by the FBI. It was just the truth, right? I just want people to know. On a side note, one candidate, Hillary Clinton's on an investigation of the FBI, and Donald Trump is not. Let me click down through here because I'm going to shut down for the morning. There are a couple things I wanted to make sure I said and check everything. Please stay with me to close this day up. I do have several things I want to try to wrap up. I have clicked so much. Now remember, we were on the phone with Larry. Larry's from Antrim County, Michigan, 23,000. Remember, Larry told us 2 union friends of his that had voted Democrat their whole entire life, refused to ever vote for a Republican, won't vote for a Republican. They're just going to stay home. They're not going to vote for Hillary Clinton. I'm hearing this over and over. Okay, let me go to this next sheet. We know that FBI Director Comey may be a crook, says Democrat leader Harry Reid told us FBI Director James Comey may be a criminal, says the top Democrat leader. His stance is that Comey has broke the Hatch Act, which it's against the law for a federal official like this to intervene or to manipulate an election. But Harry Reid is the same guy that stood on the floor of the Senate and told you, that Mitt Romney did not pay his taxes. They are afraid, folks, very afraid when they're sending out dirty Harry Reid, okay? Very afraid. Now, here is what I think. Lee was on today and told you that NYPD, she's calling it the NYPD because they're the ones investigating Weiner. They're the ones that brought the FBI in and said, look, you tell it or I'll tell it, okay? And I'm going to tell you, the heat has been on since July 4th. The heat has been on since Comey came out. And the heat has been on ever since that Comey stood before Congress and Trey Gowdy. And, I got to admit, Trey Gowdy, Republicans need to stick to the fact this is not even a talking issue if Hillary doesn't have a server. So don't let her get away with, well, we need to see everything. We need to see everything. Yes, we do need to see everything. All 33,000 emails. Yeah, we need to see everything. This really ratcheted up for the American people, my opinion, is when Marine General convicted for lying to the FBI, but Hillary Clinton still walks free. The Marine General, U.S. Marine Corps 4-star general that got in trouble for lying to the FBI, but Cartwright made the decision to confirm some details of Sanger's reporting and denied others. So And he said it was for, national security reasons. Okay, so we know that. We know that really ratcheted things up. Now we also know that the FBI has that Comey has had a tough day in the FBI. He's had a tough day in the FBI. They can't even get him to. Former Attorney General Eric Holder slams FBI director for breach of protocol. Eric Holder is a criminal, crook, thief, all the above, you name it, the whole list. They are so corrupt. Well, Eric Holder is not exactly a criminal. He didn't steal this. Look, they were complicit. These people are complicit with crimes. They are accessories to crimes. The destruction. Now, all of a sudden, democracy has been shaken at its very core. For what reason? Because Hillary and Uma Abedin and Cheryl Mills and Anthony Weiner, these crooks, criminals, the list goes on. Obama, Loretta Lynch. Maybe that's what shook the pillars of democracy. Okay. What else we have here? James Comey was able to defy justice bosses on Clinton email. FBI obtains warrant. We know that. We're going to be probably hearing some stuff come out. I'm telling you, you'll hear some stuff come out. Resignation letters piling up from disaffected FBI agents. His wife urged him to admit he was wrong. Well, he's been sleeping on the couch, this old boy has. Why Director Comey jumped at the chance to reopen the investigation. Comey is not going to just have his wife tell him. So I'm concerned the Democrats jump all over this, but James Comey revived the investigation of Clinton's email server as he could no longer resist mounting pressure from mutinous agents, sources say. The atmosphere at the FBI had been toxic ever since Jim announced that late July that he wouldn't recommend an indictment against Hillary Clinton. He told his wife that he was depressed by the stack of resignation letters piled up on his desk from disaffected agents. Combs was also worried that Republicans would accuse him of granting Hillary political favoritism after the presidential election. Folks, they got something on it. And Weiner, let me see what else I have. Dems accuse FBI director of trying to swing the election. Reid says Comey broke the law with a bombshell Hillary email revelation and claims the feds are sitting on explosive information about Trump. Harry Reid sent a letter to the FBI director accusing him of sitting on explosive information that would connect Trump to Russia. Why to Russia? You heard that from Jerry. Why to Russia? Why? That's all they have. Say Russia. Go down there and say Russia. Go down on the floor and tell people that Mitt Romney did not pay his taxes. Just go say it. Say Russia and Trump. Get out there. Department of Justice tried repeatedly to kill FBI's Clinton investigation foundation. Senior level Justice Department officials pushed back heavily on an ongoing FBI investigation of the Clinton Foundation, according to a bombshell report from the Wall Street Journal. This needs to be front and center. Not just Weiner and Uma Abedin have emails. The corruption of squashing the newspaper laid out numerous examples based on law enforcement sources of senior Department of Justice officials intervened to squash the probe. Prosecutors with the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Eastern District of New York, which Loretta Lynch led before taking over as the Attorney General last year, refusing to allow FBI investigators probing the Clinton family charity to review emails found on devices turned over this year by the Clinton lawyers during a separate investigation in mishandling classified information, Clinton's private server. Folks, this is right into the White House. This is into the White House. This is President Obama. This is the Justice Department. They are corrupt. They're right in there. Why do you think the Justice Department is upset at what Comey did? Comey went to the... Listen, he's not going to come out and say it. Comey went to the he went to Congress because he can't go to the Justice Department. He can't. It's up there. Because when you get done with this, the Justice Department, the White House, the corruption. So Comey, if he is honest, says, I can't take this no more. His only safe place is Congress. That's Comey's only safe place is Congress. Why did he write a letter to Congress? It's the only safe haven he has. He can't come out in front of the cameras and say, the only people I can trust is Chafis and Trey Gowdy, and that's the only people I can trust is Jim Jordan. I can't trust anyone else. He can't do it. So he wrote a letter to them. And it basically says, I got something here, and I can't tell the Justice Department. You look at this, he can't tell the Justice Department. It can't be done. I closed up with that, but I had a good... Hillary's 2 official favors to Morocco resulted in a $28 million. Folks, let me wrap this day up with letting you know Comey could not go to the Justice Department. If anyone is out there wondering this morning, if and why, if you're wondering if and why Comey wrote the letter to Congress and didn't write it to the Justice Department, it's the only place he could go. See, that's why they're up in arms. They're up in arms this morning because if they could have just known this was happening, they could have threatened Comey. They could have told him, if you go public with this, they could have done everything to Comey they did in the Clinton Foundation investigation like they did here. Comey knew he had nowhere else to go, folks. Nowhere else to go. That's it. The only place he had to go was the Congress because it's the only place and it has to go public. If something happens to Comey now, I know what you're thinking. Really? Did you just say that? If something happens to Comey now, we'll know. See, if it happened to Comey last week, we would be like, what? Why would something happen to Jim Comey now? The Democrats like him. Well, he came through for them. Why? Who in the world would think that? See, if he'd have went to the Justice Department, maybe there'd be no Comey today. Right? Maybe there'd be no Comey. I'm just telling you, it's the only place he could go. I'm your host, BKP. Donald Trump will be in Grand Rapids, Michigan. War in Michigan today. Tomorrow, Eau Claire, Wisconsin, and he'll be there with Mike Pence. They're feeling good in these states. Polls are coming in. Comey's still alive. Looks like there's a chance Comey could live because he didn't tell the Justice Department. Comey could live because he didn't tell the Justice Department. I do not agree with early voting. We have some things on our website. Go check it out, FetcherNews.com. Georgia, if you are voting for the amendments 1 through 4, we have some reports that we have put up on our website that you could go and review to get all the information on Constitutional Amendment 1 through 4. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. We will be down at Shontkirk Ford tonight at 7. FYNTV.com tonight at 7. Trick or treat, all in Jasper that we know of right now. Jasper, Blue Ridge, Ellijay, downtown. We'll have a lot of fun. We'll be over there taking pictures. And I'm out and see you tomorrow morning, BKP.